Hello. Oh, is it not on? Hang on. Should have been on. That's a fine howdy doody. How about now? Yeah? No. Weird. It's a shame you're missing a real cute cat. Also, multitasking. Okay, let's try, sorry about this, guys. Good morning in the meantime. You can't see me, but you can hear me. Presumably. Let's see. This one. Refresh. Alrighty. Time for a power cycle. Happy Saturday! I hope everything's working good for you in your lives. Let's try that. Yay! Woo! Good job, kitty cat. Keep up the good work. I had just, before that moment, spilled my coffee a tiny bit. I had knocked my straw out of my coffee onto my lap and then like out, so I had to go get a new straw and a cloth to wipe this up. Everything's gonna be just fine. Where do I want to put this now? I could hang it on my, yeah, let me hang on. Now, for the very delicate operation of scooch chair in while cat is on it, which involves safety cat. What? Seatbelt. You don't mind, huh? Really? Good morning, everybody. Hello. Octopixie. Zanudra. Kit Kat Soup. Morning. Not awake here. I'm gonna get there. It's gonna happen. Hello. Excited for this stream. Should check out D4 on the stream. I'm sure it's awesome. I don't have any plans to do that, though. I did not buy it. I have too many alts. And I don't want to say not enough time, but I have too many alts. Cuddles to Miss Kira. She was very sweet this morning. She wanted to sit in my lap and cuddle while I was having breakfast. And then I thought, yeah, okay, we can make that work. Today, I am leveling Barnaclus. Official title, Salty Barnaclus. 270. And by that, I mean I'm going to do my darn tootin' best. So I set him up actually already. Don't worry about him being in the garrison. That's just due to a problem with Hearthstone cooldowns. Also, you know, you can get rested in the garrison. It's a perfectly good place to be. I set him up yesterday off stream because I thought, listen, if I'm going to try to get him all the way to 70 on stream, I'm probably going to need... Here, I'll do one poll and then I'm going to check details and see how everybody's doing. I'm probably going to need to kind of chain dungeon this a little bit because I did manage to get boy 60 to 70, but I had help from the Time Walker Flabbies, so I think that my best bet here, yeah, I think we're gonna. I don't have like a stampeding roar. If I do, I didn't find it on my bars. I have an extremely minimal bear spec, so we're crashing, we're thrashing, we're trying not to die. But we're not trying that hard. It's time walking, you know? What does that button do? Oh, it's raise. I just got that. It was a replacement for rip or something. I need to thank you for not playing D4. All the streamers I watch are playing it, leaving me with no WoW to watch. They'll be back. They'll be back. It's one of those things that it'll be the hot thing for a little bit, and then it'll be its own thing for a little bit. It's just like a lot how whenever a WoW expansion comes out, you get a bunch of variety streamers playing it for a little bit. Just the seasonal activity du jour. Replaces Maul. Thank you for the Dungeons and Rain guides. Thanks for watching them. I press bear buttons. Bear go bear. That's about as advanced as we're gonna get today, and that's okay. Oh, he has Ichabod out. He's got his Ichabod out. The question is, where do we fit in coffee drinking? I want to say during role playing. That sounds true. Katie, you gonna stay here for a while? We slept in. You should be a little more well rested. I'm perfecting my ability to go to bed early. I'm taking it as a bit of a challenge, almost a hobby, say. I've got my sleepy time tea. I've got my comfy living room with a fairly dim lamp that I can just relax in as the sun goes down and the natural light eases to nothing. And, you know, Comfy bed, Jamie's book. It's good. I don't know exactly what time I got to sleep last night, but I think I might actually be rested. It's a miracle. I managed to sleep a little on and off, but I managed to sleep until like 7:30 this morning, and I was like, I actually slept in. I'm good to go. I'm ready for my toast. Good at sleeping yet? I'm getting better. It's getting better. I've never had a huge problem with falling asleep because, or not never, but I haven't in the last 5 to 10 years had a huge problem with falling asleep because ever since I picked up the pattern of reading before bed, that routine is so solid for me that it will knock me out 10 times out of 10. So as long as I can have my book and I can spend some time reading, I'm okay and I can fall asleep. The problem is that usually in life, I would just end up starting that too late and then I would read for a long time. Like I would be playing games until 9 or 10 or 11. Or, you know, you would play games until 10 and then you would watch a show until like midnight and then you're getting ready for a while and, you know, the dental stuff takes a while and then you're finally in bed, you've done your skincare and your gums and whatever. And then you're reading and then it's like, you know, 1 or something in the morning. And all of a sudden it's not such a lovely, you know, big chunk of rejuvenation. I gotta let all the brain cells get all squishy and hydrated again or something. I don't know. Not a doctor. Am I allowed? I'm always afraid I'm going to get kicked back by those guys. And I don't know how you tell when they won't kick you back. I don't know what the cue is for when you're allowed to go to the end. Sometimes pays to never change anything. Creature habit can count on you to be on schedule. I am pretty pleased with that, actually. We don't really miss streams very much. Hello there, everyone. Happy Catterday. We has new kitten. Congrats, Dorta. Oh, I'm jealous. I'm sure Kitty cute. I'm sure Kitty's wonderful. Light until 9:30 makes it hard to go to sleep early. That, my friend, is where blackout curtains are magic. I've always been a blackout curtain person ever since I discovered that you can just kind of buy them and put them up wherever you want. Because I also love me a good nap. But they're nice for going to bed if it's still light out also because you can pull your curtains and then all of a sudden it's nighttime. Wow. Congrats on the Infernal, Hazel. Oh, I thank you. Do you wear your watch to sleep? Got a smartwatch? It's kind of fun to have that data. I don't. I did. When my smartwatch got the patch that would allow it to do sleep tracking, I did have it track like once or twice, but it was annoying having to find a different time to charge it because I was so used to charging it overnight. And then I just decided I didn't care that much. It's probably, I do like having data, and I've started wearing it a little more often for more of my walks and runs and stuff, just so I have that data, just because that's fun. I'm trying to improve my cardio fitness just a little bit, you know, a moderate amount. 12 weeks old, wears a tuxedo. Is adorable. Oh, light until like 11 here, full on bright, but enough to be outside with no problem. That is late. That is very late. I love the long days. I love the long days in summertime. The days are almost as long as they're gonna get. We've got like what, 4 more days of lengthening, and then we're back on the downslide again. What I should do is press like some cooldowns once in a while. Oh, you know what else I could do is I can stop things with whatchamacallit. I can stop things with in-cap roar. Isn't that fancy? Oh, and I have survival instincts too. Never pressed that before. 1 for sleeping, 1 for the rest of the time. There's something nice about taking it off though. It's nice to be just, you know, I know I've been calling myself meat a lot lately. I blame Brackenhide Hollow. It's nice to just be kind of meat, and to take all the bits and pieces off. I feel the same way if I take off like jewelry at the end of the day. It's nice to just be all squishy with no, you know, hard bits except for like your teeth and your bones. Do you need Mythic Antora skips? I just like need to earn it myself, but I don't want to do it. You know, I want to solo the raid. And I want to do it all by myself, and I want to not do A&R, and that's not possible until you've done it 4 times. So I have a friend that has them. I'm just being really stubborn. I like the long days. The Aura Ring, smart ring that tracks your sleep. Yeah, maybe. I don't think I would be wildly opposed to that. The question is, what do I want to know, and what part of sleep tracking is going to give me actionable input? Because if we already know everything we can realistically implement about sleep hygiene, what am I going to find out about my sleep aside from, hey, your cat wakes you up 3 times a night? You know, congrats. I don't think my cat wakes me up. I do wake up sometimes, but it's usually not too bad to get back to sleep. If I really feel like I can't get back to sleep, I'll just take the book out again and I'll read a little bit more, and that'll always do it. Mythic Antora skips. Yeah. I'm just gonna not have that mount. I don't even want it. I don't even like it. It's stinky. Stinky mount. I guess I can, have we lost somebody? No, I think they just missed the elevator. I don't know, we're almost done. Whoa. Why am I pulling this pack? I feel like we could have gotten away with not. I think I could have just, like, run by it and that would have been fine. Oh, dear. Lipstick looks great on you. Thank you. I got a sample when I repurchased my foundation, and I figured I would try them out. It's really hard, and I guess I'm not super good at this. I don't know how people freehand on liquid lipstick with perfect symmetry. I feel like I always have to put it on and then touch it up, and then, like, you know, you take off a little here and you add on a little more there to try to make it look not like I got smooched by a clown. Just because, you know, I don't really want to overline and I don't really want to underline. So in theory, there's a line there for me to follow, but it's easier said than done. Maybe you should look into being Kira's sleep hygiene. That's one motivation that I actually have for trying to even out my schedule and just live a slightly more regular life, is that she will break her own sleep schedule. I mean, she's a cat. She sleeps like 18 hours a day, but she will break her own sleep schedule in order to go to bed with me and to get up with me. So if I stay up crazy late, as sometimes I had a bad habit. Had's, I guess, a strong word. I could still have it. It's been like 1 week. I have in the past had a bad habit of on Fridays having a hard time sitting down to edit the news video, but there's a deadline, so I have to do it. So sometimes I would stay up like really, really, really late editing. And she normally will go to bed with me whatever time I go to bed. But if I happen to be going to bed at like 3 in the morning, she's just like, Mom, is it time? and then, you know, poor Honey Bear's like all out of whack for the next day. So it would probably be nice. You know, she doesn't have to stay up, but she clearly chooses to. Know the feeling? I get that, Dort. I feel that. I do take it off after stream, unless I'm going somewhere. If I'm just going to be home the rest of the day, I will take off my makeup as soon as stream is over. Unless I'm going to be like on camera or going out. And not out like for a walk, but out like to meet people. But I do like playing with colors, so it's kind of it's a tough thing to choose. Hope you're doing well. Nice to see you streaming. Thanks, Triceratops. Failed a 21 freehold by 3 seconds, and I never want to do it again. Oh, you're so close, though. That's so close. That's a really good run. Do you want to come with me, Mr. Weapon Master? Oh, dear. Maybe not over there. Barnaclus is a bear. Barnaclus may not be a good bear. He may not be the biggest bear. He will just be the most... it's another B word that's not best, because it's not best. Aw, one day. Yeah, I'm gonna get a fresh group. I think I'm gonna try and mostly grab fresh groups unless I don't know, run into something just insane. Cat sleep schedule is yes. Okay at lipstick, but eyeliner I suck at. I wore eyeliner, liquid eyeliner, every day for a long time, and I think I had gained this idea that I was good at it because of that. And in hindsight, sometimes I could do a decent job, but I think a lot of the time I just did like a 65% job and went, yeah, okay. You're wearing glasses. How close is anybody going to look anyway? Coffee good. RTS Planner, thank you very much for the 35-month resub. So I feel like it's my fault. No. Happens. All right. I'm A bear. I'm a bear that's gonna buff. I'm a bear that's gonna pulp. Excuse me. If you could come with me, sir, thank you. And then, oh yeah, I can charge. I haven't done that yet. Maybe every run that I tank on Barnaclus, I'm going to discover like a brand new button from scratch, freshened off the press. Excuse me. We've got a pretty pumpin' paladin and a hunter in this round, so this is pretty good. Trouble's gonna be keeping aggro. My plater settings are such that if the frame turns purple, it means that I do not have it, and I need to do something to pick it back up. If they're fuchsia, that means that I need urgent action is required. It's almost 3 years. Tanking? Tanking. I mean, time walking tanking. Tanking in as much as it could be. What else? What other buttons do I have? We have Berserk. Heart of the Wild. That'll do something. Iron Fur. Thing about a 12-week-old kitten. Looks like someone made a perfect scale model of an adult cat. Still adorable. Is he terrorizing you guys? Is he... What I remember from when Kira was that age is she was so cute and she was such a handful. She was just... She would, like, disappear from sight, appear on the top of a cabinet, and then, like, climb on your face and bite your nose. Non-stop. Helps to put on the Bare Necessities song. When are you going to tank normal raids? That would be amazing. What raid did we do that? We did, that was, oh, it had the boss with the spookies. It had the spookied boss that coffee's required. N'Zoth, the third one in Shadowlands. I tanked a whole raid tier for the Viewer Guild on not Barnaclus. I had a different cult tier in Bear Druid at the time. And the thing I like about Bear is that it's pretty straightforward. It's pretty user-friendly as far as tank specs go. Especially if you're playing like a really straightforward version of it. I do have Stampeding Roar, like I have here. If you're playing a really easy version of it like I have here, then you've got a, there's not a wild amount going on. Nyalotha, that's the one. That was what they called it. Oh, I soothed him. Look at me go. I used a Druid button. Yeah, maybe I'm thinking BFA. Has it been a whole expansion already? Thanks for getting me back into WoW. Starting back up next month. When I had a cat that age, they would be able to fit under doors. Couldn't get away from them. Under doors. Yeah, I guess it depends on the door. Maybe without carpet? Or maybe like a higher door? I feel like my doors used to seal. Like Kira can and still sometimes does jam a paw under a door. Beware. If it's closed and she needs to know about it. But I mean they are liquid. that is the truth. Not exactly terrorizing. We made a kitten jail for him so he can be contained when absolutely required. Oh, that's cute. That's cute. You guys are good kitten parents. What's Kitty Cat's name? Making him do a lot of chasing after toys. Yeah. I guess I can go, I'm not even gonna loot that. I don't really care. I'm gonna try and run to the end and do the bell thing, because I'm a druid. I'm helping. I feel like dash is not that fast right now. Am I used to tiger dash? Is that what's going on here? Oh, you know what? I think I actually had a stampeding rookie bind already. Oh well. Okay. And we're back. Trying to pull a little faster this time. That one's just gonna have to come with me. I'm not a bear. I'm not a bear. I repeat, I'm not a bear. I like looked at my bars and I saw the healing buttons and then I thought, oh no, that can't be good. Oh dear. Uh-oh. This is why we just do time walking. Dash feels slow. I have I spec into Tiger Dash on my Resto Druid because I can't be bothered with Wild Charge, and that feels very fast. That's probably what's happened. If that's somehow faster than regular Dash, then I'm probably just used to Tiger Dash. So chilling the East Coast. 13 Celsius. Ooh, breezy. We're having some like medium days, which I appreciate. They're like partly cloudy, partly sunny, like 18 Celsius. It's nice. Tiger Dash is faster. Named Max, what the rescue named him. We rejected Pixel, Newton for Sir Isaac, and Cordy were candidates. Oh, I like Cordy. Pixel's cute too. Max is a cute kitty name too, though. 30 Celsius here, and I hate it. Oh, I'm so sorry. Sounds like my ideal summer. Melt in the heat. It will get hotter later, and if it gets really hot, it gets unpleasant here because most places, including this one, do not have any form of air conditioning. You get yourself a fan and a spray bottle, and you hope for the best. But so far it's been okay. Last year that didn't cook us too bad. One of the things on Hazel's wish list for Hazel's house is a Hazel heat pump. And if the Hazel house doesn't come with one, then Hazel's saving up. Because that is some technology that I'm gonna need in the future. Alright. Nice. Yeah. We're gonna queue up again. We are level 62.5 currently. Which, for only 20 minutes in, not too bad, not too shabby. I think we hadn't even started queuing dungeons on Boy yet at this point. I think it took me quite some time to get him set up, so I'm pleased with this. I'm also pleased with the tank queues. Do you think a week or alerting you about forums would be a good idea? Yeah. Not enough of a good idea. It is a good idea. I just don't want to. We good? Oh, I forgot there's ambushers. Ambushers. That's right. This build, I'm pretty sure, is just the starter bear build that they give you because I could not be bothered to get anything else. Do not have the ability to freeze my house. Well, you really need the air conditioning of the Oceanside Mansion. I have been doing some mortgage math, and I'm feeling like unless something insane happens, the Oceanside Mansion's probably not my dream. We can maybe swing a little cottage in the forest if I can somehow put together a bonkers down payment. I have heard of Jen and Rachel. Every cat stream house, I'm sure. I bet, yeah. I haven't seen anything in a long time, but I have seen them before. Wish the crafting quest items dropped in time walking dungeons. Yeah. I kind of wish the time walking dungeons counted for the fighting as its own reward, so that you could double do that. But alas, what do you do? We all good? More or less? Yeah. Living in an apartment optimized for Nordic Arctic winters is not fun in the summer when it gets up to 35. Oh, yeah. I have in the past had window AC units that can at the very least make one room livable, but not every place will allow you to do that, and not, you know. There's also like the in-room ones that you use the hose in the window for, but it kind of depends on what you're working with. I am just, you know, procrastinating until it becomes a problem. Because I stream in the morning, though, I'm pretty, as long as it doesn't get insane, I'm pretty safe. Because I can stream in the morning, it won't get too hot to run. Basically, the big danger was if it gets above 30, I can't run the camera. The camera needs the room to be at least a little bit cool. At least not 30. And the computer doesn't help either, so as long as I'm streaming in the morning before it gets that hot, if it's really going to be a heatwave day, I can then just, you know, turn everything off and throw some ice cubes in Kitty's water bowl because she likes licking the ice cubes. Set up camp with, hi, welcome back. A spray bottle or something. Like to freeze the house, bundle, and cover up. I bundle and cover up even when it's getting surprisingly warm within this room. I have a little thermostat, not thermostat. I have a little thermometer. That's the one on my desk just to tell me what the temperature is in my office, because this room swings pretty wildly just because of the way it's set up and the size of it. It'll get very cold and then it'll get very hot very quickly. And I'll notice that as long as I've been sedentary, if I've just been sitting gaming, it could be 24 degrees and I will still need a sweater and my hands will still be freezing. There's just nothing doing. I am Canadian living in Canada. I did spend some time in the US, but I'm back in Victoria now. Celsius, yeah, Celsius. Whoa, come here. One thing that this build does not seem to have, or maybe I just didn't find it in my spellbook, because I don't know where swipe is. So, like, I can thrash if thrash is available, but if thrash is not available, I guess raise is a frontal. But if thrash is not available, then I am out of luck. Are you noticing Winds of Sanctuary working? Feels like leveling is the same. I've always kind of had that suspicion, but every time I try and do the math, it does, in fact, it does work. It just, I feel like I expect too much from it. I feel like I expect more from it than it can potentially offer me. I have always had a suspicion that there's a hard limit to how many experience bonuses you can stack. Like, there's only so fast that you can level. But I don't know if I actually, you know, hold that theory, or if it's just like this idea that keeps annoying me whenever I'm suspicious that I'm not leveling fast enough. I think it's all in my head, but I've also felt that way. Cat wants you to play Feral. Yeah, I don't have it in either spec, though. I've looked through both. Oh, it's right there. I do have it. There we go. I swear I looked through both spell books, but apparently not. Am I going to go for the Mage Tower for your Druid? I have a Mage Tower in my Druid. I did it. I have the Werebear form. I'm not spec'd into it right now. I changed back to Coltier Bear and all the Coltier forms because I wanted to use those, but that's... oh, you know what? I'm going to Haymaker. Huh. Aw, it didn't even stun her. That's what I get when I try to punch people. Yesterday I got 3 characters from 60 to 70. Feel the difference in rep bonus at least. Mage Tower streams are pure chaos. I've never seen you so mad. Was I mad? I was frustrated. I feel like the height of the frustration that I'm capable of is generally frustration with myself, because I, to some extent, can accept that other people are outside of my control. And therefore, if they're frustrating me, I can be like, well, that sucks. And then I can move on with my life. But when it's me that's frustrating me and I can't seem to do any better, that drives me absolutely bananas. And I think that's where I was at with a couple of the Mage Tower grinds. I think if the Shadow Priest one had not gotten me, you guys would need to have me check to find out if I'm a robot, because that should get anybody. Any human squishy person should feel something after that. Cruel is the most infuriating challenge I've ever had in WoW. The thing that, and I've heard it's easier now than it has been, but the thing that really bothered me about Krull is everything that I was dying to was like easy. It was all not like, all of the things that I was dying to were very simple, and I understood exactly how to not die to them. It was just the overlaps. Like it was really an expert at distracting me, so that I could not, so that I wasn't thinking about, oh, I'm about to get knocked off, or I'm about to get slapped with XYZ thing. I just wouldn't notice because I was too busy trying desperately to notice something else, and then I'd be like, oh, not again. I know better. I know better. So that's where that was part of it. Excuse me. If you could, thank you. And we're just gonna keep moseying. How does modern Mage Tower compare to its original? The first time that it came back, I found it to be, it was different, but I found it to be comparable in difficulty. I haven't tried it since they brought it back the third time, like after Dragonflight came out, and I've heard that it is easier than it has been, but I haven't done it because I finished the ones that I wanted to do. Got the name Urgent on Moonguard. She's my little human rogue I'm leveling. Oh, that's fun. Might hire someone to get me my werebear skin. Aw. It's no bueno. Can't say that out loud. Did I do a spec that had twins? Shadow Priest, which is not the best spec to do twins on. That was the thing. There's a video of that. I'm pretty sure I posted it to YouTube. The winning kill, because I was working on that for days and days. I did some long streams. Long chat off was a thing because Mage Tower was a challenge in such a structure that unsolicited advice was going to make me crazy. So I knew that going into it. I knew that before I'd even pulled it the first time because I'd seen other streamers get just tilted, off the face of the earth because of backseating. Because sometimes you have the right strat. You just need to practice it, and that's not going to stop people from saying, oh, try this talent, or do this thing differently, or you need to get on that ad faster. Pardon me. Inhaling my own fluids. And I knew that going into it, so I minimized chat, and I had like a little thing on my window that's like, Hazel can't see chat. And I would just grumpy stream for like as long as I felt like I could, which was longer when I'm not talking. To get the spellbook mount, you need to do each of the 7 different challenges, which means using a couple of different classes, because each spec is associated with a challenge. There's only 7 of them, but there are 7 of them, so you got to do at least 1 healer, 1 tank, 1 non-discipline priest healer, and then 1 tank, and then you've got 5 different DPS challenges as well. Is it 7? I thought it was 7. Still have nightmares about Guardian Druid. Took me 410 tries. Those are nightmares. Holy. Those were long streams now you mention it. Yeah. When, and I don't know that they were good streams. When, if I'm not talking, then I can, I can play games all day long, but like, then what's the point, You can do that. And like, you can just play games for yourself and not worry about me. All right. Did I do enough here? Where do you... Yeah, you go down here. That's right. How does Katie keep watching? Mine is never interested. She's, she just likes sitting... She just likes hanging out with me. She's a real sweetie. She's actually blind, but she likes getting up on the chair arm and hanging out with me while I'm doing stuff here. She's going to leave eventually and go back to bed. It's going to be Kitty's bedtime. Yay. Did I miss a thing? We've got a couple DPS coming. Now, Bear is maybe a place where I could stand to turn friendly health balls back on. Health balls? Health bars. I was looking at the residual hatred and the essences, and I'm like, balls. I could stand to turn the health balls back on. Because I'm losing my DPS and my healers a little bit here. I would argue that the Twins challenge and the Healer challenge were both harder than the Tank challenge for me. It's all very subjective. It's all very personal. But Twins was by far the hardest. Above and beyond harder than the rest of them. And then the Healer one was tough. I would say about as hard, if not maybe a tiny bit harder than the Druid challenge or the Bear challenge, the Tank challenge in mechanics, but because it was so long. It was so long that and if you did one thing, I've messed up. If you did one thing wrong, you had to start the entire thing again. And the hardest part was the first part and the end part. But if you wanted to practice the end part, you had to make it through the first part from scratch. And then you had to like just kind of do this big long dance in the middle that had multiple points where you could AFK if you wanted to get lust back, and sometimes that was the move. It was just kind of a mess. Remember doing twins in an Aflock without the slow ring. Michael MM, thank you very much for the 45-month resub. Appreciate it, Mike. Michael. Dislike twins and Boomy. Had a secret weapon against the healer challenge. So cheat death trinket and Nighthold. Ooh, that's cool. That's cool. I definitely didn't know about that. Disney Nitro, thank you very much for the 2-month resub. Oh, don't feel old. We're all getting older at the exact same rate. We're all in it together. Except for Kitty Cat, she's eternal. She's immortal. Am I sure I didn't know about it? I'm not sure about anything. I am big puppet. Big puppet, wear lipstick, drink coffee. I'm looking for the loot. I'm level 63. I have some talent points I could spend. Thanks. Good. Yay. All right. Did we... What do I want? It's supposed to show you, like, where the rest of the build is. I guess I can just kind of start a build on again and see where it puts me. So it's taken me into Incap Roar, Well-Honed Instincts. I'm pretty sure... Oh, it got rid of Raise. No more Raise. We've got Untamed Savagery instead. I suppose that's fine. And then we have Twin Moonfires. Yeah, sure, why not? 63 and a half. I was gonna take him to Veldraken to be in between queues, but he spends so little time in between queues, it doesn't seem like there's much of a point. How do you like tanking? It's my least favorite of the 3 things to do. And it's my third least favorite of the 4 things to do. So if we consider tanking, DPS, healing, I would say I prefer healing then DPS then tanking. If we split DPS into melee and ranged, then I would say healing, ranged DPS. Why am I picking up quests? That's terrible. Healing and then ranged DPS. Hi, Kitty Cat. You can sleep. That's okay. And then tanking, and then melee DPS probably last. Just for personal preference, you know. Yeah, this is nice. This is good. It's not that I don't like tanking. I think I just prefer healing, and I also prefer following to leading. I am so not a leader. I feel so much better if there is somebody that is confident and calm, that knows where we're going, that can help us all get there, and I can just follow along and be like, this is my job and I'm doing my best, you know? And then my job has nothing to do with knowing where we're going. It's, I am the eternal passenger in all the dungeon runs that I do, and I like it that way. Temple of Jade has become my favorite time-walking dungeon since I found out the skip to the final boss. I don't think I know about that. Like to try tanking eventually? What about support? Healing? I'm a healer main. I'm a support main. Or do you mean augmentation? Whenever that comes out. I'm reserving judgment on that. I'm still not 100% clear on where it's going to fit into my life. Prefer standing way far back. Poppin' Dots. Poppin' Dots sounds like a ice cream. That's Dippin' Dots. That's something else. Run through the door after Mari without doing the second boss. Oh, yeah. Yeah. I feel like I've been doing that. I feel like I've been not doing library. I don't think I've done library in time walking since that became a thing. Give me loot. What is augmentation? It's the third spec for Evoker that they're getting in the next patch, the upcoming patch 10.15. It's not out yet, but it's a spec that centers around buffing other players' damage and healing. It does some damage itself, but the main thing is buffing damage and healing. Beware. Also very much a follower. I remember in school, there would be like leadership classes and they would put all the smart kids in them. Beware. And I remember looking around at like all of these people and I'm like, we can't all be leaders. You know, it's just, the numbers just don't add up. Some people need to just be, you know, reliable cogs in the machine that can take directions and boost morale. Beware. May give the new spec a try. I feel like they're going to be very in demand. This guild name. This person is in a guild called Bloody Bucket. Goodness. I think they're going to be popular for groups because people are going to want the thing that buffs your damage. I'm curious as to how it feels. How crazy can I get here? Let's do 2 packs, but not 5. Let's start with that. Beware. Do I have a decurse on my bar? That's Soothe. Where's decurse? Am I spec'd into decurse? I don't know if I am spec'd into decurse. I can heal. Beware. I know druids like can, but will I? Remove corruption. I am spec'd into decurse. Wow. I should do that. Okay. I don't have mouse overs in this character, but that's okay. Hey, come back, come back, come back. Excuse me. Beware. Reluctant leader. Safety shape for my guild when we do Sark, so range follows me. Beware. Wonder how it's going to handle a Mythic Plus? Yeah. Yeah. I wonder... My instinct is that it'll be very dependent on group comp, because I'm sure there are going to be some specs that become absolutely defined by augmentation, and there's going to be other specs that kind of like don't need it. It doesn't do so much for them. So if you're optimizing and min-maxing, it seems pretty safe to say that Aug will fit into specific comps for Mythic Plus. But the amount of groups that are actually min-maxing comps, especially just like the bulk of the ladder, is probably not that high. So I think sometimes you're just going to see them wherever. I want to see the group that runs 2 Augvokers. They just buff each other. Floyd here now. Hello. Beware. Good morning. Or afternoon or evening. Welcome. Bad at learning subtlety, rogue. Quick and bursty peanut brain can't keep up. Oh. Fury warrior, big fan of time walking. Zug gets me through every fight. There's something nice about doing... I mean, I can't believe I'm about to say this. There's something nice about doing the same batch of time walking dungeons repeatedly for a whole week when you're using them to level like this, is because you end up getting so used to them. One of the reasons that I feel like I can just kind of run in and press any buttons as a tank and have it mostly work out is because I've seen it happen. There's only so many dungeons. I've done them all so many times now that I feel like I more or less not know what's going on, but I have faith that even if I don't know what's going on, it's probably going to be fine. I wonder if he's immune to damage during that. 2 Augvokers buffing each other, like giving a dance partner to your other dancer. Healer and my pug is in the guild. Your face alliance? Sure. I got some shoulders. Did I get the appearance for him? Did I have that appearance already? I don't know how I was doing all of these on clothies and getting all of these appearance points. And now... So what does it want me to spec next? I'm taking improved Stampeding Roar. I'm doing it. You are Face Alliance? Yeah, we're online. Sometimes you gotta do a little self edit when you read. Emperor's nice. You can vroom vroom more frequently. What does that mean? I have a suspicion it's intended to be in your face, as in a playful insult. What if it actually is you are Face Alliance, as in you are about to face the Alliance. Beware, you know. Watch out, the Alliance is coming. Alrighty. Let's see if I can pick all this stuff up any faster. What level am I? 64. We're chugging right along here. Because I do have a lovely, not a bunch of coconuts. I have a lovely swipe button now, which I hadn't figured out before. There's the rash. Swipe. Iron fur. Berserk. Why not? Have at it. Coconuts. I haven't thought of that song in an excessive amount of time. The hold it had over me at age 11 was pretty strong. That and the beers on the wall. We get everybody in here, more or less? Yeah. Bottles of beer on the wall. I would sing that all the way from 99 down to about 70 something before I would lose interest. It's a true shock that my parents put up with me long enough for me to reach adulthood. Good morning, Hazel. How are you doing today? Good morning, honey bun. I'm good today. I'm having a good Saturday. I'm time walking tanking. I'm leveling Barnaclus. I'm a cultier and I just healed myself when I was at full health. I'm kind of reveling in my not in my ignorance, but I'm reveling in being a basic everyday tank that hasn't really looked at tanking in a long time. Wish I'd been exposed to Irish drinking songs as a kid instead of country music. Is that an Irish drinking song? Nothing about it occurred to me. I guess there's gonna be excuse me, if you guys could like, yeah. Healing at full health is insurance, don't worry. Look lovely today. Well, thank you. I think my skin appreciates a little extra sleep. A little extra sleep, a little extra hydration. Oh, that is a fat heal when you can do that, like, that full rejuve. Kids' version of a drinking song. Bone bear. I went to the barbershop on him last night off stream and I switched to all Cultiran forms instead of like artifact forms or whatever. And then I made them all match too. So I'm pretty happy with him. Oh, Drunken Sailor is a classic children's song. That was another one. I'm pretty sure they taught us that at kindergarten. I don't know why. Cultiran form's very good. The Cultiran Moonkin form is so funny and kind of scary. It genuinely jump scared me the first time I ever saw it because I had just made a Cultiran. My camera was zoomed in pretty close to him. Pretty close to her because I was in like the portal room in Barnaclus or something. And I switched into Moonkin form because it put me into Boomkin and it took up the entire screen and I leapt. Pets melted all over the house in summer heat. I used to chill out the pet beds by putting little plastic bags with ice cubes in them on in the beds to help cool the beds down for that. Although maybe this summer, Kitty Cat, you might be fine if you like eating ice or licking ice, then I can probably just give you ice when it's hot because you'll do that even when it's not warm outside. Excuse me, boss, come. Tell me about your Saturday. Got any plans for the weekend?
Beware.
Strafing, good. Hello, Hazel enjoyers. Hello, Allison. At my WoW mom's house. Visit her and her hubby every year. Aww. The book had sheet music in it. Mom would play the melody for it. Sing along in awkward toddler English. Oh, it's adorable. Any additional things to collect or do with Winds of Sanctuary event besides bonus to rep XP? Just bonus to rep and XP. But there's lots of things to collect that are connected to rep. Sometimes XP if you want any like heritage armors or anything like that. So if you had any mounts, pets, titles, you know, the Insane's always waiting for you. That are connected to reputation, it's not a bad time to work on it. Or if you are leveling alts through professions in Dragonflight and you're trying to get the profession knowledge, now's a good time to crank through the renowns because you're gonna get 50% extra renown with everything but the Niffin. Working on heritage armor. No drops are currently active at this time. They seem to do them to promote patches, so it wouldn't surprise me to see another one whenever they decide to come out with 10.15. I still need some more heritage armors. I should consider... I'm going to get my 60s to 70 first. That's my project number 1. And then after that, I'm going to... once I have all my 60s to 70, I'm going to level some more stuff. The question is, am I going to level whatever I feel like, or am I going to try and fill out, at the very least, heritage armor? If not, classes that I don't have, or maybe a combination of both. Because I don't want to end up with a character that I don't like just because I was like, well, I need this race's heritage armor and I need this class's leveled up. It's going to be like a double whammy of a race that I don't like and a class that I don't like. But it would be good for a collection. I guess I could level it and just delete it, but that might... Level all the paladins you need for all the mounts. No, I don't think so. I'm mostly concerned with mounts as they pertain to being able to ride them on my everyday characters. So if I don't play paladins, I don't really need paladin mounts. How long does it take to level? 60 to 70 can be done in a couple hours with time walking dungeons, especially if you're getting fast queues. I'm not sure about 1 to 60 yet, but I'm eager to find out. Should be sometime soon. This shirt is, well, basically all the shirts that I wear are either thrift or vintage. Lately, all the fun patterned like 90s looking ones, they're all thrift or vintage. There's a vintage store in town that I really like, and then I'll also buy stuff online from vintage stores in other parts of Canada, so they'll ship stuff. About to run out of rested. Happens to the best of us. I'm getting there myself. I think I get like maybe one more level worth of this. Got 2 Headless Horseman mounts 1 year. Oh. Pudding or Jello? Firmly in the Jello camp. I'm afraid I have to go with pudding, but just a devil's advocate. Jello held a lot more fun for me as a child when I didn't understand it. I appreciated the novelty, but now that the novelty is worn off, pudding's nice, and you can also make pudding with more different types of things. Oh, we've lost our Shadow Priest. Never mind. I used to do puddings, like homemade puddings from scratch. As a child, I was trying to invent chocolate pudding more or less. I had this recipe that I'd copied from a library book that was for like an orange chocolate pudding that you would then serve in the hollowed out orange peel from the orange that you had used. I was obsessed with trying to get that to work. I could never get the consistency right. But I was also like 11, so I don't know if I was measuring very accurately. No shade to the 11-year-olds. I'm sure most of them are better at life than I was. I wasn't real steady in the hands. Not a ton of coordination. None of those things were in slots that I need. I needed to give me like some bracers or gloves or belt or boots that I can wear, because the rest of the stuff I'm wearing is heirlooms. We are level 64 and a chunk currently. Just about 1 hour in. Winds buff and war mode, about 3.5 hours from 10 to 40. Oh, pretty speedy. Jello salads from the 50s are hilariously gross looking. Can you go boomy form? Not without specking. Oh, you know what? I can go to the barbershop though. If I can get there before the queue pops. And I can show you it there. Because that's how I had seen it. So it's not that one. But this one. This is the barber. So the moonkin form. That's the Cultiran moonkin form. Should I tank as werebear? I know I like Cultiran bear, but I do have where is it? Yeah, I do have werebear. I'll do it for a little bit. It's free. Just to give people some undeserved confidence in me. I don't even know if I'm buffing people anymore. I might be just not. We're going. If I've learned anything from the time walking tanks, it's that the correct answer is always be going, never be stopping. Use whatever coolies you need to. As long as you be going, you be doing good. Love my pink and purple bear. Do you think any point upgrading Tuskar Harpoon? I did it just cause. I did it just because I could, and I wanted to feel like I was quote unquote done with the Tuskar thing. It does... It's not useful. It's not really worth it. Because the harpoon itself is kind of whatever. Like, you may as well... Unless you're doing specific harpoon raids, where lots of people are using the harpoon mechanic to tag... To, like, mass tag the thing. Unless you're doing that, you're better off just killing the thing normally anyways, so... Nah, I wouldn't worry about it so much. Always be pulling. Love my pink and purple bear. Judge balanced druids who aren't moonkin form. I was a Glyphostars person just because I didn't really like moonkin, but then I also don't really like Glyphostars. I don't like auras that completely tint my character. It's my biggest grief with shadow form. I am living for the day, which I don't think is coming, but if they ever decide that they do love me, if they add some kind of cosmetic alteration for shadow form that lets it not be tinted. Give me ravens, give me wings, give me orbs, give me tentacles coming out of my eye sockets going whatever. I just want to be in shadow form without being purple. I want to see my transmog. Don't go telling me about the glyph of shadow. I know, I'm using it. It's not enough. Yeah, that was one of the main things that took... Because I was a Shadow Priest main for years, and that was one of the things that killed it for me, is I just wanted to see my Mog. No, I do not run the hardcore add-on. That is not me. Enjoy the dark smoke around me, though. I think it's fine as an option. I just want to not do it. Have you tried the Glyph of Shadow? Helps when you have gear that doesn't quite match in color. When I was a gnome shadow priest, I very much made a point to try to mog in architecture and not so much in color coordination, because you're so small and you're so purple. You can barely see anything anyways, but if you have like a really big obvious shape to your shoulders or your helmet, you can still kind of see that. So I would sometimes mog for that. Sometimes I would just mog for what I look like on the character login screen and then not worry so much when I'm in combat. Because it's true that when I'm in combat, I'm worried more about my rotation, and I'm worried more about my rotation and more about my like what's going on in the fight and avoiding stuff than I am about Are there not like stealthies over here somewhere? Yeah, maybe not. Love them, but the transmog situation's weird. Yeah, and I kind of do the same thing in my evokers. I just transmog for the the visage form, and then I spend as much time as possible in there, and then I figure if I'm in combat and I'm not in my visage form, then I should probably be worrying about whatever it is that I'm in combat with. So I get by that way, but I don't love it. It's my biggest grievance with being an evoker. And if anything ever does kill being an evoker main for me, it's probably the fact that I just don't connect that much with being a Dracthyr. Enhancement has some crazy procs. 1 minute I'm fighting the boss, 10 seconds later dead on the ground. I don't know the details of it, but I know there's some enhancement spec that you can do right now that is just Storm Shield procs the slot machine. Storm Shield, Storm Slam, Storm Punchy Punchy, Zappy Zap. That's just pretty wild. I'm stunned. I can't kick it. I can't kick it. Can I kick that one? Nope. Too stunned. Am I far from the boss? No, he's right. He's in here. He's hanging out. He's very angry. Oh, there's another one. Cool. Do you think we'll get 2 more raids this pack? Will they pull a Shadowlands? Only do 3. I don't know. My guess is that they'll pull a Shadowlands, do 1 more major raid tier, and then do a greatest hits raid tier, where we redo all the 3 original ones. I think it just went well. I think it went over well when they did it in Shadowlands, and I think it frees up more time for them to focus on developing for whatever expansions after Dragonflight. Run! Oh, no. Well, it's just the Bimkin up there. Maybe they can clear all the upstairs trash. Still waiting for WoW VR. That would be something. Would I try WoW VR? I don't know. I don't have any VR equipment, and I kind of don't want any. I feel like I would end up spending, like, you know, 1,500 Canadian dollars or whatever it would end up being. And then it would be kind of fun and make me kind of motion sick, and then I would just go back to doing things the way I've done them for the last 15 years, and then it would be the end of it. That would be the thing. Would I try that? Could try it with the 3.4K Apple VR. Yeah, I think I'm gonna try and save my pennies. Between not buying the Apple VR and not buying Diablo, I must be partway through a house down payment, right? How many games do I gotta sit out before I can get a garden? I just want to plant some corn and peppers. You know, we're gonna make some Uncle Gao beer, and then I'm not gonna drink it because I don't like beer. Murlocs in VR, nightmare fuel. What would be the scariest thing to encounter that's like a WoW enemy in VR? I guess spiders is an easy answer for people that don't like spiders. And most people won't like them if they get big enough. It's gotta be something else that's freakier. Will we get garden streams? Oh man. I kind of doubt it, honestly, just because if I ever do manage to join the vaunted ranks of the homeowners, I'm gonna be real cagey about privacy, just because if I do get doxxed, it's not like I'm gonna just move. We have land transfer tax here. It is expensive, so I'm gonna be hyper cautious. I already am, but I'm gonna be even more hyper cautious about any kind of footage that's involving anything outdoors at all. I think that I'm just gonna have to regale you with tales from within the walls of whatever room becomes the office. I'll bring plants in there. I wonder if they want to go again. Nope. That's okay. We can do that one. House and avocado toast every day. Imagine the jump scare you would have had if you'd first encountered a cold tear in Moonkin via VR. Why I'm starting to think all this Vancouver Island talk is a clever ruse. Hazel's in Mongolia. I mean, I can't confirm or deny. Could be true. House buying update. I've been doing some math. I've moved on to the math stage. I've been running some numbers. So that's giving me a more realistic idea of where I'm at and what I could do and what kind of work I would need to do to get to a place where I could do something possible. So we'll see. I would be very surprised if I managed to buy anything this year. I would assume the earliest I could possibly make something happen, for a few reasons, would be like late 2024. For a few reasons, but I wouldn't, if possible, I wouldn't want to leave it crazy long because, you know, prices go up and down, but in general, on average, over time, house go up. Do numbers cause optimism? Numbers, I would say, cause realism. Everything costs money and everybody wants money. Every single thing about every single thing relating to money just costs more money. And it's there's stuff there's definitely stuff I can do, but it's a tough market, but I know that I want to be here. I could pick up and I could move to the middle of the country and I could go live in the prairies and I could buy a house right now. But then I would be living in the middle of the prairies and I'd be right back where I started in terms of not being able to visit family. And I love it here. So even if it's going to cost me a bajillion dollars, if I have any chance of being able to make a bajillion dollars, then I want to try and make it work. I'm going to res? No, they're going to res. We're good. Hot Dog Night, thank you very much for the 35-month resub. Hi, Hazel. Thanks for sharing the VODs on YouTube. Rarely get to watch Twitch now that I'm no longer a work-from-home, pantsless professional. My sincere condolences on your new pantsed state, which is a funny way to say pantsed, because usually that means that you've been removed of your pants. I'm glad they're working out for you on YouTube. I've been trying my best to keep those posted and pretty up to date. Also, X Arthur had a 13-month resub 10 minutes ago. Thank you very much. 13. Lucky 13. Second coolest major Canadian city. I don't know. I like this one. This is the only one that I know about. It's the second priciest place to live in the whole country. What's the other cool one? I don't know. I've never lived in the rest of them. I like Victoria. I can't vouch for the other ones. You guys can fight it out in the comments. That'll go well. Housing prices on the outskirts of town lower than in towns proper. If you get out of town, it's going to be cheaper, or you're going to get more property for the same money. Is certainly the case. It's all pretty pricey though. It's kind of a thing where like, if I'm like I've been keeping an eye on houses in town, and it kind of depends on. There's one place. Every now and then you'll see a place pop up in town for like $700,000 or $800,000, which is like cheap for around here. And you look at it, and it will be basically you're buying it for the land, and you can maybe try to live in the place, but it's obviously like falling apart, and it'll have a little postage stamp of a yard. If you take your $700,000 or $800,000 and you get out of town, like 45 minutes plus away, basically to a different town, then you're talking like a 3-bedroom house. You might get like a 10,000 square foot yard. You might have an extra bathroom. You might have a second floor. It'll be about the same price. You're still not really going to find very many things for like $600,000 or $500,000, but you'll have you'll get a little bit more for your money. Townhouses and condos are cheaper. I just really don't want to do that. Unless it becomes absolutely necessary. I want my own 4 walls. I want access to my own water main. If I can, I would like house. Thank you very much for your guides on normal in here. 10 out of 10. Well, thank you. Oh, Victoria is very cool. Victoria is the coolest place, I think. I'm biased because I live here. Canadian dollar is not quite as strong as the US dollar. It's sort of like the Australian dollar. I don't know exactly how the exchange rates compare, but I do know right now that one US dollar is about 1.3 Canadian dollars, somewhere in the range of that. So the prices will sound higher, but also it doesn't make your life perfectly easy because I don't know, inflation's kind of gnarly. I'm not smart enough or well informed enough to discourse on that though. I just know things spendy, things expensive. Australian dollar has the coolest accent. How can you make 10 out of 10 guides with 9 bosses? It's true. It's just a straight fact. I do like the slightly shorter raids, the 8-9 boss raids, both for the sake of it being easier to make guides for them, but also because it's just easier to do in a raid night. I run out of steam, man. I get tired. Does Canadian money have Charles's face on it yet? I may never find out. I'm not really a big cash girl. I'm a plastic or e-transfer kind of person. Australian dollars or dollary dues. Yeah, I like a nice 8-9 boss raid. You should also keep in mind though that 700 Canadian is not getting you a new house. It's not even getting you like a in the last 20 years house. It's gonna get you a 50 to 80-year-old house with structural damage. Unless in and around the Greater Victoria area, I should be clear. There's lots of places you can go where you can buy a place for that money that is much nicer than that. Nyalotha felt bloated at 13 bosses. Whole wing could have been cut. The ruble versus the Australian dollar reduce. Yeah, but we'll see. I'm gonna keep doing my math, and I'm gonna do my best, and see what I can do. Wouldn't hurt if I made a couple more YouTube videos. Remember when I used to make YouTube videos? I mean, I did put in a news video this morning. I do make one video a week, but imagine more than that. What a weird world that would be. Partner and I got 13 acres in the woods with a house for 200K. Oh, that does sound pretty good. There are some places that you can get, there are some slightly more affordable houses that aren't crazy far from here, but they're on the, I don't know if they're called the Gulf Islands, the islands that are in between Vancouver Island and, can I like line of sight them to come over here? Yeah. They're in between Vancouver Island and the mainland. So you've got like your Salt Spring Island or your Pender Island and your, there's more. And there are some more affordable places there, and it's beautiful and it's like very quiet. But because you're in a pretty small island community, you're going to need to take a ferry to get back to the mainland or back to Vancouver Island for a lot of things. You need to go see a doctor. You need a dentist. You need a veterinarian. You need to buy something that doesn't come from the little tiny general store. You kind of need to plan your trips really carefully because, you know, you're kind of cut off from greater society to some extent there. So you do pay a little bit of a price. You know, your septic field is having a problem. You need to get an expert out, but all of a sudden, you know, it's going to be a couple days before they can get out there. Would you get waterfront? If I could afford it? Only if I could, like, hyper afford it. If I was ludicrously rich, maybe. But, yeah, I kind of have the tsunami fear, too. Level 66. Stormwind needed a boat to get to the auction house. Yeah, something like that. Imagine all the money you could make if you let sponsors talk to you. Do you really want to watch me promo the mobile games though? Is that really what we're looking for here? Oh, I got a hat. I got a scruffy cloth hat. Oh. Am I wearing that or what? I know he's been wearing his his little skull cap, and that's been good, but oh yeah, that's happening. Scruffy. There he is. Oh, it's beautiful. So we're 66 and a little bit. We are coming up on running out of rested, but we're only an hour and 15 in. It'd be funny to see Hazel to a manscaped head. Please sell it. You guys are really sweet. Don't get 2 stories. You'll regret it when you get old man knees. Why advertise for phone games when you can sell bath water? Start selling cat water. Have you seen this cat, by the way? Look at this. She decided to go back to bed, but she just decided to do it right here. This is how we're tanking. She is flat. Oh, it's me. It's my turn. Sorry. You can go back to sleep. Sorry, honey bear. Oh, hey, I finished a quest. Look at that. Look at us go. Don't mind me. I have an unspent talent point. That's too bad. Marketed as cat water. Oh, gosh. Ew. Oh. Liquefied. Bet to finish the Dragonflight story on my main. What are the best things to do after? You gotta figure out what your heart desires. Do you want gold? Do you want to be rich? Do you want to be powerful? You want item level? You want raid progress? You want mounts? So all kinds of places your life could go. Love low fantasy transmugs. I want it all now. Yeah, Kitty does, if allowed to do so, drink bathwater. To the point that I used to use a lot of like bath bombs, bubble bath salts, that kind of thing. And nowadays I kind of don't bother because one, saving, 20 bucks a year towards the house fund. And secondly, it's just, I don't have to, I can just kind of let her live her life. I don't have to worry about, oh geez, my cat's imbibed Epsom salts, now what? Because bath salts aren't actually salt, it's magnesium something. I'm not going to pretend to know. Want to crush my enemies? See them driven before me? Sounds like you are looking for a Mythic Plus score. Can we eat it? You actually, to my knowledge, small amounts of Epsom salts, I don't know if this is recommended, don't do anything here on the internet, but small amounts of them can be used as a laxative. It has something to do with water osmosis. I used to use Epsom salt dips for my fish when they were, I was treating a fish that had, it had dropsy, which is a symptom and not a condition, but basically it had, I was treating it with Epsom salt dips, and that, it lived a while longer. It would help bring down the swelling some. I hope it made it more comfortable. It's hard to say. Oregon DMV had a big data breach. Oh, yikes. That sucks. Keep an eye on your credit just in case. Dropsy thought he was an artist. It's a thing that can happen with fish, where basically all of their organs, anything going wrong with any of them can cause swelling in their body, and if their scales start to lift and pinecone out because of that swelling, they call that dropsy. It can be caused by all kinds of different things, but it's usually not good. It's very uncommon for a fish to recover from that. Oh, fish keeping was hard sometimes. I'm lucky that my current fishies have been very resilient. They had their year Hazelversary. They've been on my kitchen counter for a whole year now. And they're just living their lives. Bloop bloop. Oh yeah, One-Eyed Captain is the biggest of them all. He is a motivational story. I thought for sure that fish was gonna die because he was so lethargic and colorless, and also only had the one eye, and I wasn't sure if he'd lost it in the process of coming home with me. And I did not have high hopes for that fish. And then he was like, "Well, to heck with you. I'm gonna be the biggest fish of all." He doesn't need that other eye. Beware. What kind of fish do you keep these days? I have one 10-gallon aquarium because that's what I managed to talk the property managers into. It has 6 cherry barbs and then 1 narite snail, and they're good. It's a pretty balanced happy tank. Sometimes I daydream about more tanks, but then I talk myself out of it because it's actually going to be an interesting thing if I do eventually get a house where I'm making kind of all my own rules. Whether or not I end up with like a crazy amount of aquariums, because up to this point in my life, through my whole fish keeping career, so to speak, I've been limited by what the people I'm renting from will allow me to have, because aquarium limits or size limits or whatever are pretty common with rentals. They don't usually want you to have lots of huge tanks of water because it's a liability. Things break. Water damage is scary, so a lot of places won't like that. And if it's up to me, I don't know. I'll have to see. 800 plants, 400 fish. I do have a lot of plants. Is it true that you curse your fish if you count how many you have? I've never heard that before. I used to count. I used to do a head count every morning. I used to count daily. I don't really need to now because there's only 6 of them, so you can kind of see them when you're feeding them. But yeah, I used to do a little roll call. Because if you've lost one, you need to know about that. Because if one of your fish has died and it's just like tucked under a log or something somewhere, you want to know about that so you can remove it, because you don't want it decaying in the tank. Make the house the aquarium. 3, 90 gallon, 30 gallon, 15 gallon. Oh, you're living my dream. What kind of fish do you have? Freshwater, saltwater? Are you doing anything fancy? I never did anything super fancy. I liked nice, easy, user-friendly tanks. White Cloud Mountain minnows, betta fish tanks. I had some panda corridors in a 20 long once. That was really fun. Oh, I miss my Bolivian ram. He was so cool. I wonder if I would ever recreate that tank again or something kind of like it. Do like a community tank that just has like one ram and then like some, I don't know, tetras or whatever. Oh, I loved that fish. He was awesome. $10-gallon East of House of Betta. Died, just have snails now. Trying to figure out what kind of fish to put in it. Yeah, 10s are tough because they're a better size than a lot of the tanks that people try to keep fish in, but they're a little small for a lot of things. I wasn't sure how well the cherry barbs would do, but as long as there's only a couple of them, they seem fine. I'm sure they would prefer a 20 long if I could get them one. But there's you could do micro fish. You could do like Galaxy Rasbora, or you could do what are those things called? Habrosus cories, or you could do the little baby itty bitty chili dot rasboras or something. I forget the name of them. There's lots of like micro fish that are really pretty that you could do in a tank that size that would be very happy to not have bigger fish stressing them out. Terrarium tank? Honestly, doesn't really do anything for me. I think they're cool, but I don't feel a need to. I think I've kind of hit my specialist hobby capacity with the tanks that I do, and then, you know, cat and gardening and stuff. Red X is in-game mails. I don't know. Something to do with postal, maybe? Make your scribe a human. Extra rep is a killer. Oh. What kind of rep are you working on for that? I don't see it now. Cat gardening. The hardest of all gardening. One is a figure 8 puffer in brackish water, 8+ years old. That's so cool. 90 has male guppies, shrimp, couple long striped algae eaters. Oh, yeah, I know what you mean. That sounds cool. I had a Endler tank. I had a 10-gallon Endler tank. Because I thought, surely the population won't get out. I don't know why I thought this. I was an idiot. Surely the population won't get out of control. I ended up with I ended up rehoming him and moving on. No more live bearers for Hazel. Can't deal with it. Too many. 15 is the female guppies because the store did not know. Oh, yeah. I get it. Cannot wait for the automatic riding upgrades. 310% flying, such a gold sink. Yeah, it's not nothing, especially if you're leveling a lot of alts. I guess actually, yeah, if I'm leveling any more alts to, if I'm leveling, well, am I going to want to do that? I was going to say, if I'm leveling any more alts to 60 or 70 from scratch during this event, do I hold off on paying for their flying because it's going to be automatic in 10.15? But if so, do I really want to whatchamacallit? You know, slow fly around until such a time as I get that sorted out? I don't know. Only one way to find out. For Exalted, it's still 4K, leveling so many alts. Yeah. level am I? 66, nearly 67. Man, he might be done early today. Barnaclus might be done well before noon. I didn't really see that coming. I guess the tank queues really do make like a huge difference. Although he is going to run out of rested, so I think it's going to slow down a bit. Also, I didn't spend my talent point. What do I want? Well-honed instincts. Got a tune from 15 to 59 yesterday. Decided to eat the 4K. Yeah, I think if I'm questing, and it might really suck to do slow flying. And I mean, I have the gold. It's not that big of a deal. It's just that like I feel like 10-1-5 can't be that far away. If you were dungeon leveling, it wouldn't matter at all. If I was dungeon leveling, it would be a total non-issue. But as somebody that likes to outdoor level in that range,
beware.
A lot of different fish in the 90s. Oh. Rainbows, Tetris, catfish. Started fresh in a new server. Yeah, I think I'm just cheap. Ooh, actually, that is a... I mean, I know I'm scaling up, which is nice, but... I didn't realize they could chuck me around quite that much. Unless I've unlocked some new jumping powers that I'm not used to. Where am I going? Wrong way. Wrong way. Never crossed into salt. Yeah, me neither. It just seemed like a bunch of extra, like, passive overhead expense that you don't have to deal with if you can just kind of mix your own water, change water with a dechlorinator in a bucket. Any other alt you're going to level? Oh, yeah. I want to get all of my 60s up to 70. So I want to do, I've got another Druid. I've got a Rogue, a Priest, and a... Oh, no, I leveled the Warlock. Boys, all done. But I've got a Rogue, Priest, second Hunter, and another Druid that I want to get all to 70 because those are all currently 60s. And this is, especially with time walking leveling, it's nice and easy. After that, I get to start some new stuff. And at that point, I'm going to have some choices to make because I'm going to be making some new stuff from scratch. And I have to decide if I want to try to fill out classes and heritage armors and races that I don't have yet, or if I'd rather just kind of make things that sound fun. Which could turn into a lot of hunters and priests. Time is worth the 4K? Yeah, I think you're probably right. So hunters. Dwarf mage? There's gonna be a mage. What the mage is, though, really, it's not gonna be a mechanome. Because that's the one that's the one that bit the dust. I could just restore that one if I really badly wanted a mechanome mage. It won't be a mechanome. I don't know what else I would do. I guess I'll have to look at the... I won't know until I'm confronted with the character creation screen and I look inside of my soul and I figure it out. Probably not a Nightborn Mage either, because I've had one of those before as well. I don't want to recreate exact things that I deleted in the Purge. Not because I didn't like them the first time, but just because I feel like I've done that and I'd like to do something different this time. After the leveling comes the character deletion. At least all of my alts now, post-Purge, have wonderfully not the same names. I have different names for all of them that I can more or less remember, I can spell, and it gives them all a little bit more their own character. I got really kind of dissociated from my different alts when they were all named some variation on Hazel, because it was just like, oh yeah, this is the Druid. I may as well play a different thing if it's going to have the same name. Could be the Belf. The Belf Paladin has like a special thing you get for leveling that combo though. And I need a Paladin anyways. And what else? Well, I mean, I've always done Draenei Paladins in the past, either Lightforged or Standard. But I don't know if I need a standard Draenei anymore, because I have my Draenei Hunter. I have Aerith. You can solo old raids with any class. If you pick a class with more movement speed, that's usually going to go better. So some classes tend to be a little smoother at it than others. I would say Druids and Hunters are both good. They have lots of movement speed, lots of sprints and passive bonuses, as well as being able to pull things and do plenty of damage. What else do people like for soloing old raids? What do you get for Belf Pally? I don't remember. Blood Knight Transmog? Something like that? Maybe I do remember. Maybe it's Blood Knight Transmog. Basically, for old raids, everything that's not a priest or a death knight or a paladin. Priest, death knight, and paladin are like the trinity of... Oh, hello, welcome back. Trinity of slow. They are not going anywhere in a hurry. Paladin has horsey. Yeah. See how that makes you feel in a raid run back. Hunter feels slow? Really? I think in the right spec, Hunter is one of the fastest specs there is. You get a Cunning Pet, you get Pathfinder, you use your aspect of the Cheetah, you use Post Haste. Hunter is one of the fastest things that I have. I don't find Shaman faster than Hunter at all. I know you're saying that. I'm not saying you're wrong. It's just not been my experience. Hunter spec for a 42% movement increase. Yeah. Yeah, it does take specific talents, mind you, but for getting in between things, especially in indoor raids where you can't mount, I find that Hunter can get much faster than Ghost Wolf. But we weren't asking about which the fastest was. We were asking which ones did not. Well, which ones are all pretty good, you know. What are some decent ones? Paladin horsey mounts anywhere. Katie, you came back. What's up, Buttercup? Oh, I have one of these points to spend. Give me a second for the healer to catch up. Haven't seen you in a monks is the Dark Iron Dwarf monk that used to farm the Nazmir blood trolls. I had two dwarf monks in BFA. I had a Dark Iron Dwarf monk and I had a regular dwarf monk, and they were effectively the same character. I don't remember what my justification was for needing two of them, or like what because usually if I have two characters of the same class, they're for different specs and they're set up and they look a little different. You know, Barnaclus the Bear Druid feels pretty different than Evaleria the Resto Druid. They're very different characters. But yeah, those monks were basically the same thing. They could both brewmaster. Feel guilt when I make two tunes of the same class, don't know why. Yeah, I mean, there's some argument to be made for it could be, you know, you could just set up the existing character you have of that class to do the thing that you want to do. So if you are really worried about making the absolute most efficient use of your time, then that could be why. But I have come to understand that if I was trying to use my time in the absolute most efficient way possible, I wouldn't be playing World of Warcraft. I would be like pumping iron or like coding or something. I don't know. I wouldn't be doing this. Whee! I play games for fun, so if leveling hunters in repeatedly and a lot, leveling priests repeatedly is fun, then yeah, that's what I'm gonna do. Oh dear. This one and this one. I like being able to chuck these procced regrowths onto my allies to help heal them, because I may not be able to keep aggro off of people, but I can certainly help patch them up a little bit. Banged out 9 levels of Centaur rep this morning. Holy smokes. They love ya. Hard for me to balance lifting and WoW. Can't do both. Has to be an obsession with one or the other. I haven't, I'm not an expert at lifting. I thought there was recovery time needed. What if you just do your WoW stuff while enjoying your protein shake and letting your muscles, you know, rejuvenate? But like I said, I don't know anything. I pick up my cat and then I put down the cat and I go, yep, job done. Least favorite class? Mine's probably Rogue. Hard to stay alive, too slow for me. I'm not a big fan of Demon Hunter so far, but I don't think I've given it a fair shake. I think I don't like it for aesthetic reasons. I think the class fantasy doesn't do anything for me, and they all look the same to me. I like being able to really personalize my characters. I think I'm just going to have to make a Demon Hunter and then try really hard on the Mog to make it feel like me, and not just like another Demon Hunter in the legions of them, so to speak. Good evening. Good evening. No, a competitive powerlifter. Recovery staggered according to what she worked on, having no full day of no lifting. That would be efficient. Meanwhile, I'm over here going for a run every second day and being like, yeah, I gotta let my legs recover. And it's like, well, are you doing arms in the meantime? Nope. What else does the starter build want me to have? I don't know. Sure. What are we at? 67 and a half. 67 and a half. I would take a break, but my cat's in my lap. I don't want to get out. Having fun with Druid? Yeah. I'm tanking. I think this is the only character that I'm planning to level via time walking tanking. I think the rest of my characters can either like quest and DPS, or they can heal some time walking dungeons to get to 70. This is the main one that I'm setting up to tank. Yeah, I always skip arm day. Here's a hunter, or here's a warrior. My sword big. Congrats. Proud of you, bud. I'm grabbing extra mobs because, experience. Yep. That's why. What did I say? Oh yeah, I spec'd into something. Ooh, someone's doing damage. I spec'd into something, moonfiery, so I should try and make sure that I'm moonfiring. Especially because I've got twin beams, so I can double moonfire a little bit. Yeah, more or less. Call it good. I'm punching somebody. I've been leveling for an hour and 40 minutes, and I needed to use Haymaker. It was important. I saw a Gary in one of my pugs. Magheart in full Garrosh cosplay. Oh, that's awesome. Super shot. Yeah, that warrior's cranking. Great workout, so much fun. Do recommend. I've heard good things. I thought about taking up swimming, but then I'd have to go to the pool. That's about where that ended. I like hiking though. Hiking's a good kind of full body thing. I feel like way more motivated to exercise when the format of the exercise is get yourself from point A to point B because there's something real cool at point B, you know? I like going somewhere to see something or to do something. If I'm just kind of doing laps, I feel like I get bored very quickly because I know that it's all kind of like, not fake, but arbitrary, I guess is a better word. Hiking's about the only exercise I can stand because I get bored. Yeah, I need something to look at. I need something cool to watch for, to, you know, take in. Also, there's just such beautiful hiking here. And you always see something. You always see something cool. Taking these 2-hour walks in the city just to people watch. I like doing that too. The only trouble with that is that you're on concrete and not dirt, and it can be hard on your feet and knees if you don't have really good shoes, or if your knees are over it. I run, but only if I'm being chased. Overexert. Oh, you had it right the first time. You got it. Like taking public transport to people watch. Time for me to chill and do both. Brain says no. I get that. It can be hard to feel like you're leaving something incomplete, you know? Is that the, yeah, that's the big damn warrior. I gotta catch up and then I can, big speed. We're going. So I wonder how many more dungeons we're looking at here. Well, it's hard to say because I've just run out of rested, so that's going to be a little bit of a, that's going to factor in. We're up to 67.5. There's no more rested. I would say at this point we're talking 3 dungeons per level. Maybe 2.5 kind of. So like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 or 8 more dungeons, which sounds like a lot, but they're only taking like what, 10 minutes each? 70 or 80 minutes, a little under an hour and a half. I can do it before noon. I just can't get bored. Don't care for people watching. Allow them to watch me. Do you make a spectacle of yourself just for providing extra public entertainment? Not in terms of like causing a disturbance, but just in terms of like, I don't know, wearing spectacular hats or something. Then people can come home and they can be like, listen, honey, I saw somebody wearing the most spectacular hat. You wouldn't believe it. So I'm going to do this. I'm also going to make an effort, I think, to get that other one. So, oh, somebody did it already. Nice. Okay. So we're going to do a little of this. And then, don't you dare kind of, yeah, there we go. And then I need to get the boss back, which is a problem when I'm stunned. But it's okay. Warrior can tank, that's fine. Now I want to roll a tank. What kind of tank do you want? I like bears, because bear seems like the easiest one. But there's lots of good options. Also with bear, you can be all cuddly. You can pick a form. You're nice and fast. That's good. Can we make it? No, we can't. Maybe we can make it next time. Have I missed something? See, I even interrupt once in a while. Go team. How many bears have I cuddled with? Teddy bears, I would say many. I love a good stuffed animal. Actual physical bears? None. It's not recommended. It's not good for you or for the bear. I would name a dog Bear. If I had like a really big dog, I would name it Bear. Big dog named Bear. And then, or Teddy, you know. And then of course it becomes Sugar Plum Honey Bun. We're going. There's a boss down here, I know it. Long claws. Oh, cuddled with a koala bear. I see. Good name for a big black lab or a black retriever. Or you get like a Newfie dog or a what if it's a Pyrenees sort of situation and then it's a polar bear? There's the only polar bear that you can cuddle with. Called him Pax. Aw. That sounds like a wonderful friend. Dude, polar bears are scary. I've never met one, and I hope that I never do. They're so cute and so hungry. And it's like kind of... I feel personally responsible for the polar bears being hungry. I feel like if I had just like taken the bus more and like used less plastic, that they might have more ice to be on and like seals to hunt and stuff. And then they wouldn't want to eat me personally. I feel very personally responsible. Giant white dog named Polaris. Ooh, I got a Transmog. I got a polar. Is it cool? Ghost heart. It's a little cool. It's got a little rotatey bit. Dad has a bear cub sized dog. I saw a puppy yesterday when I was out for a walk, and it was like a golden... It looked like a wallpaper puppy. It looked like a calendar puppy. It was some kind of a... I don't know. Maybe a golden puppy. It was so cute. It was just like laying down waiting for its people to finish up what they were doing. Oh yeah, this warrior's coming with me. Or I'm coming with them. One of the above. Something like that. I'm just gonna try and trust that I can keep myself roughly up. And that I just need to pull fast so this warrior has lots of stuff to cleave. And then we're going to be in business. I feel like that's probably all they want from their tank. Bernese mountain dog, affectionately called the little beast. Do you find it weird that one of your provinces speaks a completely different language from the others? Not really. But people speak lots of languages everywhere, you know? Like there's, you know, our main language here is English, and that's the only language I speak, but you're going to hear all kinds of languages going out walking around. Ponzo's hat is amazing and goes with every transmog. Ponzo hat bear. Why am I out of bear form? Because I really wanted to regrowth. Oops. All right, where am I going? This way. You're at least 70 kilograms of muscle. Thinks he's a lapdog. Oh, man. That's a lot of dog. I feel like there's gonna be ads. Yeah, you guys wanna come with me or something? Getting a little turned around. Yeah, we're quite far from Quebec here on Vancouver Island. Western Canada is pretty far from Quebec. I've never been. I've been to Toronto one time. And it was a pretty long plane ride. You know, it takes some doing to get over there. It's far. Wonder if Blizzard will ever add Comp Stomp to other BGs. I bet they might, just because it seems really popular. It seems like it's popular even beyond just the regular BG crowd. Like, they seem to get lots of people that normally wouldn't do BGs to enjoy and have a great time at Comp Stomp. find it interesting how different Quebec French is from French French. I wonder if it's a similar amount, I don't know for sure, but if it's a similar amount of difference to like how different Canadian English is from like Australian English versus, you know, UK English. Because Australia in particular, I feel like they've been over there working on their own English for a long time, and I can't always parse it anymore. A strong enough Aussie accent going at a good enough clip, and my brain will not decode it. Absolutely inscrutable. Do I have the Time Raver mount? I do. I am a lucky ladybug. I have it. I didn't really hardcore grind it, but sometimes you just get lucky. Thanks, Roll. Thank you very much for the 33-month resub. I appreciate that. I'm going. I always see these guys being not in combat with me, and I always panic. Maybe this one. Oh, I did it. Okay, I'll do a little less next time. Was I in fire? It's just a... little high amount of enrage, I guess. Let's give everybody a little versatility. Did I just point that at my team? I might have. Oh, yeah, so I can stand on the side of that. That makes more sense. I love his scruffy cloth hat. I can't believe that I got a piece of gray transmog that I needed just from a random time walking, like I didn't already have it somehow. And it's perfect for him. It's exactly what he needed. Uh-oh. Oh, I've been levitated. This is excellent. Could I just like charge? Oh, not quite. I'm falling so far. Oh, look at the steer go. Alright, he's made it to 68. He's got only 2 levels left to go. He can do it. We're in the home stretch now. Curious as to... I bet this gives me... I bet the end of dungeon experience for this gives me like a quarter of my bar. That sounds about right. Don't really know what you're supposed to do as a tank in this fight. The boss doesn't really need tanking. You pick up ads, I guess. Heal your healer. Alrighty. Yeah, that gave me actually 42% for the end of dungeon bits. So I would say we're still talking roughly half a level per. I am going to take a very short break, and then we can come back and crank this out, I bet. We've got a belt upgrade. Yeah. Lots of rings dropping. Tons of rings. All right, I will be right back. Alrighty. I'm back. We thinking 3 dungeons? Let's find out. Let's try it. We're not burned out yet. We're just slowly getting there. I think the secret is if you start to feel bored, you just get a new transmog. Change up your bear form, something like that. Yeah, I cut my hair. I cut my hair in January. And then a couple of times since then. We're gonna do that. That. And then off and away. I don't know if I've... Oh, no, of course I have. I was going to say, I don't know if I've tanked a Strathlum yet, but I must have. I just must have. Tried to do Guardian Druid Mage Tower. Did it on my 2nd try. Oh, nice. Congrats. Holy smokes. Easy in Dragonflight. That's the word on the street. Betcha you still did something cool, though. Can we get away with tanking this with the boss? Yeah. We got a warlock doing big things. I don't know what's happened to my priest. Got a rep pally. Yeah, I do. That's true. That's true. Lucky with mine. Died at the last 10%ish. The NPCs killed the boss for me. Oh, wow. Worgen just felt right to be my DK ult. I still don't have Worgen Heritage Armor. I keep talking about it. I just don't know what I would do. I think every time I decide to be a Worgen something or another, I just change my mind. Worgen Warrior, Worgen Windwalker Monk. I think I was going to try Windwalker Monk out and see. I want a Worgen that basically just does damage like a big angry dog. Like, I just kind of want to maul things, which I guess would lead you to being a feral druid, but then you're not a dog, you're a kitty cat. It's very confusing. Worgen Survival Hunter? Yeah, maybe. Went down there, pressed a few spells, did it. Worgen Priest, somehow she runs slower than my Night Elf Priest main. Night Elves get a little bit of movement speed, don't they? Like at nighttime or something? I feel like that's an actual thing. Worgens get Dark Flight, but what happens if I just start dotting up everything here? Warrior Monk Fists if you want to go one-hander. Yeah. Yeah, I could try that. Oh, I'm not a bear. Whoops. I think my Worgen currently is a warrior. It's just level... I just already have a Fury Warrior. I don't know. I think it's just not my favorite race. Hate this dungeon with a passion. What don't you like about this one? What's the trouble? Oh yeah, I remember doing this already because I was thrashing on all of the different meat bits on the carvers. That's right. Come on, Rattlegore. Come play. Come play. Oh, fine. I turned on Mop DBM, although I don't know if I can actually click on that. Bone armor? Bone armor? Bone armor? No, that's just loot. I turned on Mop DBM just to, bone armor. There we go. Just to have some hints, just in case they were important for time walking. I think it's a bit overkill. You don't really need it. It's the longest one. It is a little long. That is true. That's fair. Oh, look at me. I'm doing damage. So many things to swipe and thrash. And swipe and thrash. Oh, and raise. Can't forget about raise. That's a fun pull. I don't think I did that last time. I like that all the time walking dungeons are really very, very linear. There's not a whole lot that you could like accidentally pull. There's a few things, but for the most part it makes sense. Pull big for bigger shields. Oh. Pull big for better stories. The question is, when all of these alts are 70, am I really going to run Nighthold on all of them? Is that really about to be my life? Because now that we're running Nighthold on 3 difficulties to try to get that green Infernal Mount, because I have the red one, so I can now use my skip on my skip characters to do Mythic, Heroic, and Normal. And then I'm trying to unlock the skip on more characters. I guess it just depends on when Gul'dan decides to cough the thing up, but like, I don't know if I'm gonna need this many 70s. They might be just for login screen decoration. Might be just because. Why did I level Petal Bloom? Am I gonna... Well, I think I wanted a heritage. I think I wanted High Mountain Heritage Armor. I think that's what happened with her. How many characters did you run Kara on? Ooh, I don't remember. I think it might have been like 12 to 14, something like that. Maybe as many as 20. It was a lot. The answer was many. Look, we're almost done. Hopefully I didn't lock anybody out. Might have locked the healer out. Nah, they're here. They're here. That was with less of a skip than Nighthold's on now. That's true. It was just a question of if they can unlock the skip, I suppose. I don't know. It's getting up there because right now, even just like 5 characters and 3 difficulties is 15 runs. All right, she's almost 69. He's almost 69. Alice, thank you very much for the 33-month resub. Appreciate that. It's a long time. Good for things like Rest rather than Karokta. Yeah, I don't know how much of a pain Karokta is going to be because I haven't started it yet. I don't know why. I don't know what I'm waiting for. I just have this idea that if I leave it long enough that it'll just... Well, I'm never going to accidentally get the Karokta now because I'm not running. I'm not killing it. And I should start it, you know, during this patch when there's actually people listing groups for it and whatever, because it's not gonna be forever. Oh, a preservation evoker. I almost never see these. Ooh. Oh, I'm not a bear, that's right. I'm thinking ouchie. Now would be the time? Yeah. Yeah, but now is the time to be leveling alts. Actually, with how fast it actually has been, I'm pretty sure I'm going to run into a point where I have leveled all the alts that I reasonably want, and that it's not July 11th yet. I think that's probably going to happen. Oh, yeah. We only needed to do 40. There we go. We're padding. That's where I'm at myself, leveling all classes to 60, then picking my favorites to hit 70 first. Yeah, it's a good idea. I want some more undead characters. I have an undead priest that I made. I don't know if I would do an undead mage. Maybe. I just love the new undead model. It's a travesty that I haven't had more of them so far. Favorite part of the game is the starting levels for every race. I love making new alts so much because I'm really fond of the early, you know, part of the game where they just don't have that many buttons yet, and it's kind of, not a challenge, but it's like a fun puzzle of like, well, if I only have these 3... Okay, puzzle's the wrong word. I just like playing specs when they're in their early versions before they get all of their different stuff and interactions and procs and builds and stuff like that. I like playing the very simple one where you do a thing and it does pretty good damage because that's all you can do so far. But I've always liked the beginnings of games. I like a fresh start in anything. I'm kind of a sucker for it. Main was an undead, decided to swap to paladin. Ugh. This goes much better now that I've found my swipe button. I ran this a couple of times before I had found swipe in my spell book, and I just didn't know that I had it. I just figured, wow, my spec must not be running that. I can't possibly keep aggroing all of these things. Would I consider multi-boxing? Nah. I've never, even when it was more of a thing, I've never wanted to. There was never any appeal in it for me. Waiting for Undead Paladin to come available. Playing Shadow Priest and Mop, but I heal now. Look at all the bunnies! Look at all of them! Was he on top of all of them like a mother chicken on her nest? I don't think I've ever looked in there before.
Run away, little girl. Run away.
I'm using an awful lot of Berserk. I've had it this whole time. I think I've used it maybe like 3 times. Here, we'll pop it. Wait, why not? What do you got to lose? I could have been done leveling by now if I'd only been berserking this whole time. Puts your thrash in half cooldown. I spent all of mop leveling alts. I played through the whole expansion, but I feel bad that I never really, I feel bad that I didn't really raid. People talk such good memories of the mop raids and the dungeons and the challenge modes and the, and even PvP in mop. It was a bit of a golden era for arena. Didn't do any of it. I just leveled alts and farmed and leveled more alts and then did the Pandaria farm. I spent the entire expansion and then pet battles, I guess. They had just added pet battles and I took that personally. So there was that. But I missed out on all the raiding. I did a little tiny bit of, I pugged Siege somewhat. I did a little bit of Siege Flex raiding back when that was a separate difficulty. I would pug Flex Siege and that was fun, but didn't really do a whole lot. Throne of Thunder was not a fun raid. I heard a lot of people liked Throne of Thunder. I just didn't do it. Spent my whole time in the Timeless Isle, apparently. Why can't I punch? Wind up and then punch. Oh, I'm pacified. There we go. I've got Haymaker and I plan to use it. Huolon was my first world boss mount. Wish I did challenge modes and more than just my Warlock and Mage. I wish I'd done them on anything. But I just wasn't really doing that many. I didn't even really have a main in that expansion. I swapped characters so frequently. Yeah, Shadow Priest during leveling is really tough. To do good damage in dungeons, you kind of need some of the talents that you can't get until like quite far in. I was noticing that when I was Shadow Priesting myself. I was doing fine on bosses, but trash packs, if somebody else was cleaving away, not so much. Come. Come. Oh no, oh no, oh no. Happens. I was 9 when Mop was released and 20 now. Oh. You are not allowed to say that you're getting old yet. I'm not even allowed to say that I'm getting old yet. I am yeah, we're you got your whole life ahead of you. Crumbles to dust. There will always be someone somewhere out there that is both older than you and also doing more. That will eternally be true. There's a centenarian out there somewhere that's running marathons, clearing Mythic Raid, and also throwing pottery. We don't have any excuses. How many 29th birthdays have you had? Oh. I knew people that kept doing that. I don't wanna play the tee-hee, I don't really want to play the oh man, I'm old and gross game if I can avoid it, just because I feel like it reinforces the stereotype that people just, you know, lose value as they get older, particularly women. And I'd like to, I don't know, just kind of be whatever age I am. and then try to not hold too much shame for it, because it's not like I did it on purpose. And even if I had to do it on purpose, I would, because I'm getting wiser, hopefully. Fingers crossed that's the plan I was promised. But there's a lot of like little jokes that, you know, they're not meant too seriously, but they kind of add up over time, that a lot of people in my life will, or I've just grew up hearing a lot of, I guess. And I want to try and, I don't think it'll be perfect, but I want to try and make an effort not to do that too much. Crazy how the years feel so long when you're a kid. Dude, waiting for Christmas used to feel like it would take forever. And it would get to December and there would be we had this tapestry on the wall that had different, like it had all the days you could count down until Christmas, like in different images on the thingy. So like, you know, you would find the teacup and then you would find the little puppy and then you would find the ornament or the ghost or whatever. And I guess I don't really remember what the picture looked like. I'm not doing very well at this, am I? And waiting those 25 days in December for Christmas to come felt like it took eons. So long. Maybe I should pick up some ads. That might be a good idea. I've never had this boss take so long in my life. I must be doing something like fundamentally wrong. Now holidays come too fast. Holidays are still magical and I still love Christmas, but it's definitely a little bit more of like, oh, I gotta do XYZ thing. Like I feel like when you're 11, you don't do all that much Christmas shopping. You mostly do Christmas getting. And as an adult, it's more like, okay, well, where are we going for this? How are we getting to there? Who are we going to see for this day? You know, we're going to plan gifts for these people, do a card by this time, mail it out by this time. It's a bit more, I don't want to say work, but a little more admin, I guess, to do holidays as a grown-up. Only solace in summer is knowing Halloween is coming. Science behind how things felt magical, whimsical as a kid, and now it's all dull. I mean, it might be novelty, you know? You see a butterfly as a kid, and you're like, oh my goodness, that's a fairy. That's incredible. And then, you know, once you've seen a couple thousand of them, they're just like, oh yeah, butterfly. I think you can still keep a lot of that magic. It's just about appreciating the little things that happen just once. Go with the thing and not giving and not expecting. Thanks, McGravers. Did I have Lego? There was some Lego. It hurt my fingies. It had the little sharp edges and you can't pry it apart. It gets really stuck. Not my favorite toy. It was all right. There was some of it. Mini blocks, wow things. I never had any, but I vaguely recall them. Delicate flower haze. All right, level 69 and 37%. Hello, welcome. We're going. I have unspent talent points, and that's just too bad. Grievers, thanks for the 3-month reset. Gonna pretend you didn't say Lego wasn't your favorite. What kind of toys did I like? They were Polly Pockets, those were alright. There were like the little fairy wing things that would spin. They had like there was a base that you would fit the, she was like a, I forget, she was like an angel or a fairy or something. There was a base you would fit her onto and there was a rip cord. You would pull it and it would spin her really fast and her wings would fly out and she would fly into the air and then she would fall and hit somebody in the eye. It was excellent. Those were good. I was more about the science kits. I was all about the books. Oh, I had a light bright. That was the stuff. That was where it was at. I had a light bright as a kid. You guys remember those? How do you feel about Bratz? Bratz was a tiny bit after my time. I had a Barbie. Ripcord Fairy? I don't remember what they were called, but they were awesome. Gaming consoles did you play growing up? I got a GameCube in my middle child years. I wanted an N64 really badly, but I never got one. But then an aunt gave us a GameCube at one point, and I GameCubed it up for a while. Kiddo has a light bright. Super fun. Super fun. Legos are too pokey, but it's okay to hit people in the eye. Yeah. Legos biz. 7-year-old daughter and I build stuff all the time. A light bright is some kind of a board that has little slots for pegs and then different colored pegs you can put onto it. And the board lights up, so it will make a glowing image, and depending on where you put your pegs, you can kind of make it make different pictures. It's kind of like pixel art, but on a large scale with a toy. Sky Dancers. Yeah, something like that. That sounds about right. Yeah, I would go to my friend's place and I would play. She had an N64 in her garage or basement or something. So I would go hang out at her place. We would play that. We would play Donkey Kong. I wasn't good at it. It wasn't my favorite thing to do. Then we would go run around in the woods and look for slugs, and that was more fun. But computer games were where it was at for me. I had just like random PC games that people would get me for Christmas. And then I would do like Neopets and stuff like that. Sega Game Bear. Light Bright still available today? Oh, probably. I guess I don't know. I've never looked. Kind of like an Etch-a-Sketch. A little bit, yeah. I think I also had an Etch-a-Sketch. Did I ever befriend kids based on which toys they owned? I mean, they didn't really advertise with catalogs. They didn't really come to school with like a little leaflet saying, "Hi, my name is Brendan and I have an Xbox." Like, I mean, I guess maybe Brendan was telling everybody about it, but I don't know, I would have needed to I didn't make a ton of friends as a child to begin with. I didn't really have that power. I spent a lot of time with books until I got to like 12-ish, middle school, and then I did better. Remember learning DOS commands to be able to launch games? Childhood friends all played with turtles. Turtles? Like turtles? There was, we had a game that was frogs, and there were little plastic frogs that had a little plastic tab that bent, and then a little plastic bucket. And the idea was that you would put the frog in the ground, and you would push down the plastic tab and then let it go, so the frog would go boop, and you would try to like flick it into the bucket with that. It wasn't very fun. There was also pickup sticks involved. I promise I'm only 30. I think they might have been hand-me-down toys. Snapping Turtle's a great game until you lose a finger. We had this crocodile thing that you'd push the teeth down of, and then eventually he would go chomp and he would hurt you. That one was scary. Kerplunk was fun. 8 when first Nintendo was released. Did you ever go out in a storm and tie yourself to a parachute and then parachute to a tree? No. No, I can't say that I did. Sounds like a Bananas origin story that you would hear in like a documentary about somebody who became like a world-class rock climber or something crazy. They were just getting themselves struck by lightning as a child. We had lawn darts. Grandparents had bocce. I just didn't know how to play it. The balls were like pleasingly heavy. So I want to be over here so that I can kick the cleansing flame, because that's like a heal. And then I would love to actually stop the Hex of Lethargy as well, but I'm gonna need somebody else to do that. You like that? I haymakered it. Uh-oh. Hunter pets. Hunter pet pull. Yeah, there they come. There they come. There's some extra oracles. At least it's not just me. I did that on my hunter. On my warlock. Oh, I had a kick. I could stop one of those. Had trouble? Kerplunk. Candyland in my closet. Did you ever have Mousetrap? It was like a little, I don't want to call it a board game, but it came in like a board game like box. And it had all kinds of different pieces and sort of like, I don't know, little physics things. Like a marble would fall on a lever and then press it. You build a contraption. Yeah, that was fun. That was some good stuff. I think my sister really loved that. That was her thing. What's your take on hardcore WoW? Seems fun. People seem to like it. I've never played it, but people, it seems good. I am among my people here. Activated the nostalgia half of your chat. What better thing to do on a... What is it today? Saturday? Saturday morning? 11:30 on a Saturday? Man, Barnaclus is going to be so close, but not quite done at the end of this dungeon. I feel like it's going to have to be a one more dungeon kind of thing. Building tubes. You could build a structure for a marble to go through. Those were fun. I feel like I had a book that just had pictures of these big contraptions that a marble would go along and do various things. Like, I don't remember what they were called or if they had a name. It was basically some kind of a device that would convey energy via all kinds of different means so that you like flick a marble on one end of it and then like 5 minutes later a domino falls down on the other end, you know? And it's not just a thing of dominoes. And it wasn't even that there was the actual thing that you could play with. It was just a picture of one. And the whole point was that you would look at the picture and you'd be like, ah, yes, if you flicked the marble down here, it would knock down this domino. And it's like, and then there's a cup of water and the water pours down the slide. And I don't, it would make more sense if you got to actually do it, but I don't think that you did. I think that you just looked at it. Rube Goldberg, maybe. Sounds familiar. Yeah. Good thing you got another 30 minutes. Yeah. Oh, I think we lost somebody in the elevator. I'll try not to pull too aggressively. Yeah, those really fascinated me, but I feel like I looked at them more than I actually did anything with them. I haven't been using a whole lot of renewal in my life so far. I have it. Spec'd into it. Maybe I'll get a chance to. Lunar Risa, thank you very much for the brand new Prime sub. I appreciate that a lot. Would try hardcore once for fun, but don't think starting over all the time is for me. I think that part of the appeal about it, I get that. I think part of the appeal about it for me is that it has an end point. Like, it's kind of a complete story that I don't have to commit to forever. There's something... Because I feel like I would do my one character, and maybe I would feel differently if I died, and I'd be like, oh, I'm going to do everything different next time. But I feel like I would do my one character, and I would play it for a while, and then something would happen, and I would die. And then that would be the whole thing. That would be Hazel's hardcore WoW experience. There'd be no more to it after that. And I'd be like, yep, I played Classic WoW, and I died to a giraffe, and that would be the story. Oh, yeah. 83% of a level. This one's Alliance, though, so I wonder if I could do the thing. Just adds extra stakes. Yeah, little bit of emotional investment. All right, so if he has 86% of a level, I want to take him to Stormwind. Maybe on a dragon riding mount, but that's okay. I'm gonna try my plan. Does he have a pet add-on on? Barnaclus. Rematch. Rematch turned on? Rematch. And scripts. I don't know if I have a script ready for this, but I'm going to do the 3 or 4 pet battles that are kind of right around the Stormwind area and see if that gives me enough experience. I don't think that you get flight stones from time walking, unless I'm mistaken. I don't think that it gives you any. Wonder if people will complete max level raids in the hardcore server. I bet they will, because people were doing hardcore raiding on, you know, in the community thing. I don't know how successfully. But I know, I feel like they killed it. Never even made it to level 5 when Classic came out a few years back. So burnt out from the decades prior. I think I'd play a Warlock. Give me a little demon. Give me a little soul drain, that kind of thing. Go pull something nice and easy. I'm going to start over here. I'm very curious if this is actually a good idea or not. We'll find out. I need another, you know, 70,000 experience. A little under 70,000 experience. And I'm going to get, well, I'm going to get 15k for the quest. And then maybe a tiny bit more for, wait, why am I doing this? This is a terrible idea. There's no need to use wind up. That's ridiculous. A little bit more for actually doing a pet battle, although I don't know if it's really anything. We'll see. It's fast though. This is one of those things that's nice to do if you just need like a little hit of experience. 86 to 87. Oh no, this is a terrible idea. I'm better off herbing in Dragon Isles. I'll do these ones because they're nearby. It's not nothing, but... Terrible ideas lead to good stories. Draenei Shami's now 70. Order of Embers rep, holy. You're taking her way back. Okay. I wonder if he's going to wear this hat forever. He might. I love mogging Kultirans in just like regular clothes. I just feel like an NPC. I don't know. I could do that with any character, but the other ones just... Maybe I've played them enough that they feel too much like WoW characters to me and not like just some random guy that walked down the street. It was like, you know what? My alarm dog can beat your mouse. Paragon rep for the toy? Gotcha. That makes sense. That brings me up to 91. I feel like that was better. At least we can fly fast. Yeah, I took him to the Waking Shores and I picked up all the quests and I didn't do any of them. Leatrix Plus. Leatrix Plus is what is automating quest pickup and turn in for me. Pet battles themselves I'm using Rematch and pet battle scripts for. And I have links to all of them in my handy add-on spreadsheet. I feel like I used to have a... team for these guys, but maybe not. I must have not kept it when I lost my add-on data or something. Looking forward to 10.15. All allied races will be unlocked. Can get my Void Elf. Nice. Yeah, that's gonna be a huge help for people. Kitty cat, you're back. You're still up. What's up, honey bun? Okay. Here's another one. That brings me to 95. Yeah. The question is, there's 2 more pet battles I can do flying south, and then I'm gonna be a little farther away from them. Hello, welcome back. Are you coming to get me? You should take your midday nap. I bet you're tired. Is it because we slept in? Kira wants her late afternoon nap with you. How do you feel about time walking now that you've been spamming it? It's great leveling, and I like it for leveling while streaming because I can kind of, I don't want to say not pay attention, but I can sort of multitask them pretty nicely. However, I'm getting close to hitting my time walking limit. I think I'm almost over it. I can do a couple more characters. I think healing might be a nice change of pace, but there's a reason I'm not going in for the last one. I think that this will be good. Next alt quests. I want to do... I know that I'm kind of sick of time walking, but as long as it's currently... Because we're going to have a big section in the middle of the... we're going to have a big section in the middle of the experience buff where there is no time walking available. And at that point, I'm going to be leveling via quests, and I'm going to be doing my DPS. So I kind of want to take any healers that I'm leveling 60 to 70 and try to heal them through time walking. But then again, I only have one more day of streams. Like, I have tomorrow. And then that's it. And there's at least 2 characters that I could do. I've got Petal Bloom the Druid and then Hazeline the Priest if I decide to keep her. Do cata! Cats. Kitty. We should do cataclysm. Hi. But no, I mean for like 60s to 70s. I want to start more like fresh characters, but I'm trying to make myself do all my 60s to 70s first just to have them done. As long as it's not a slog. I have another week. Yeah, but like later. In like July. That's like years away. I am so close. 99%. I betcha we'll go do Bill Buckler down here. I betcha Bill Buckler will sort me out. Hazeline was the Shadowlands main. And then Inksy was the BFA main back when she was named Hazel. We're basically Shadowlands to Shadowlands. Yeah, I have a feeling that Zelixia might end up being a similar situation. Here rests the Dragonflight dragon. We dragoned as dragon as we could dragon. Yay. This is my favorite flight form. They call it the Thistle Crow, I'm pretty sure. What would you main after Zelixia? Maybe a priest again. But I don't know. I think that I talk a big game about going back to Holy Priest, but then I would try and do it and I'd be like, wait, where's my hover? Where's my hover? I'm slow. Let's Nexus while playing this. Depends on the gameplay. Yeah, I think you're right. I think we'll see what the next expansion looks like after this. Do you think we're gonna find out more at BlizzCon? November sounds so far away, but I bet you it comes before you know it. Play Dragonflight, riding a dragon, fighting a dragon, living in the land of dragons. With dragon pets. More whelplings. Bill, you never stood a chance. Young Beaky. Young Beaky, no. I don't think I have seen the Welsh flag. Cannot believe they're having a BlizzCon this year. Short notice. Am I level 70? Yeah, I'm level 70. He did it. Take him back to town. I've got no gear and he's not about to get any. I'm just gonna stick him with the other completed 70s. That's 3 70s in 3 days. Congrats. Why, thank you. We're gonna have to pick out which character we're gonna level next. Thoughts on a Warlock main? I've never really been able to do it. I need to play a character that can heal. I like healing. I've been a healer main for Shadowlands and then now Dragonflight and then a long time ago in Cataclysm, and it just feels like my thing. I'm just gonna vendor all of this because I'm not gonna actually wear any of the time walking gear for very long. So even if it's a temporary upgrade, I'm not gonna worry about it. Oh, I suppose I'll put the polearm on. Look at these nice clean bags. Satisfying. I don't know. There we go. I don't think I'm going to be doing a wild amount of tanking. Throw the book out the window. Go holy belt. Let's look at the alts. I don't know. I'll maybe set one up today. I don't think I'm going to take it super far. That is now 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. My 8th level 70. So we have my Evoker main, our Druid, Hunter, Priest, Warrior, Shaman, Warlock. And then Barnaclus, fresh 70. So we've got 4 60s left to go, assuming that I don't delete any of them. We've got a Troll Hunter. We've got a High Mountain Tauren, our Druid. There's the Shadowlands Priest. And the only reason I didn't delete her in the alt purge is because it felt bad because she had like portals and stuff on her. She had like, you know, better access to Shadowlands, I don't know, collectibles farming or something. Plus, you know, she served me well. I felt like she could be the remaining Hazel. And then of course Ripsy. So I guess that brings Petal Bloom up next. I could do Resto Druid. Go log in and poke around at the gear. 60 to 70 with the buffs, spamming time walking dungeons with fast queues takes me about 2.5 hours, 2 hours 40 minutes. I've been streaming today for 2 hours and 46 minutes, and I started tank spamming right about at the top of it, so just under 3 hours. Wow, I'm still in Undost over here. So here we're gonna go to Org for a start, and then I'm gonna get her into some. She's in old catch-up Dust Devil stuff. I'm gonna get her into some heirlooms and fix her transmog. Or you could make a new one. Mist weaving. Guesses or predictions for the next expansion. I'd love to see something that focuses more on the light. Just as like a change of pace, you know. I'm not ready for demons again. I'm not too fussed about it, but I would like to see like a different aspects of the light highlighted. Okay. So, we're in a Resto Druid starter build. We're going to make sure that we have a full set of looms on. Oh, I already had some looms on. Fix her transmog, of course. I'm leveling via time walking dungeons right now. It's currently mop time walking, which it's been good. You know what I might do? I'm gonna take a real quick screenshot of the way that my Resto Druid bars are set up on this character so that I can copy it, because if I'm just guessing, I'm gonna put my buttons in different spots and it's gonna drive me mad. The end boss is inflation. They battle the Azeroth IRS. Oh, you do not want 100th Legion invasion. I'm mostly just sick of the Mountain Dew green. I just like new color palettes. You know, we've had a lot of old godsy stuff, but I just like purple. These are my bars. This is how I usually like to do it. So we're gonna just take a little snip of that, and then I've been doing this for all the characters that I have dupes of. Our Druid bars, just so I have a little reference image that I can use. Sometimes I have set them up separately in the past because Evaleria is really set up to PvP, but I think for her core healing abilities, it doesn't really matter. They're more or less the same. The Fel is actually Mountain Dew. It's just monster energy. All right, so we've got that button's in the right place. That one's in the right place. I guess I'm not even spec'd into Adaptive Swarm, so we won't worry about that. You know, this isn't actually that bad. Some of these things might get moved around a tiny bit, a little tidbit, because I'm not going to need like a PvP trinket, for example. one goes over there. Does she have Cyclone? She has Innervate. She can make a macro to innervate herself. Innervate me! A little selfish. There we go. Just in case I have a target of something else. That's on Shift 8. Rebirth is actually going to need a button. I can probably fit that one in on, like... Rebirth, huh? Which of these buttons? Maybe 4, actually. And then I'm not a Night Elf, so I can't Shadow Meld. I can War Stomp. Have they really given me Heart of the Wild? No, they haven't. Okay. So we don't have to worry about that. We're going to make sure our mouse over casting is just turned on the way that I like it. It is good. Okay. What else do we got? Mass Entanglement. We can throw that. Wait a second. This one goes here. This one goes here. What's that? Cancel form? Yeah. Because bear, cancel form. What's this? Flourish? Flourish. Am I spec'd into Flourish? I am spec'd into Flourish. Okay. I'll have to figure out how to use that. That's not something I normally run. I'll put it on that keybind because I don't think I have Send Word in this build. Unless I'm mistaken. I do not have Send Word. That's just the same icon because things are confusing. Cenarian Ward is... I've taken Abundance instead. Yeah, okay. That tracks. What else? Do we have Overgrowth? Is that a real thing? Overgrowth. Not currently in this. I'm just going to work with the starter build spec. I'm not going to mess with it at all, so we don't worry about that. Same thing with Adaptive Form. So I've just got... Yeah. You know, you heal people and you go, wow, look, you healed. Congrats. There's Mass Entanglement. There's Efflorescence. That's on a cursor macro. We like that. Yeah, this seems reasonable. Dispels there. I don't have Cyclone, do I? Oh, Wild Charge. Wild Charge is actually tricky because I usually put it on 2, but I usually have my my Dispel on 2 on healers. What about Typhoon? Gross. Weird. Funny button. Shift 4? Sure. Let's just chuck myself into a dungeon and we'll figure it out as we go. Nature's Vigil goes to Shift 6. Vitalize is like a mass heal. We don't need that actually, so we can actually turn off... Yeah, hide that bar altogether. Anything else that I need that I don't have? I'll find out! Star Surge and Moonglade. I'm not gonna worry too much about that. Oh, Incarn. Incarn's important. Incarn I normally have on Shift 4. Hang on. Incarn goes on Shift 5, right next to Nature's Vigil. I usually pop both of them at once. I'm looking to see what buttons I don't have. I guess I can put Typhoon actually over here. Shift F for... Will Star Surge need me to be a boom kit? Or can I just do it? I think I can just do it. Here, we'll do this. Oh, I love mouse over healing. It's so comfy. Do I have a spammable heal aside from regrowth? Do I still have healing touch or is that gonzo? Is that a dinosaur thing of the past? Yeah, I don't have any Sunfire at all. Where's Sunfire? There's Sunfire. Probably do that. Little damage. Swiftman's down here on V. That's not spammable though. I'm looking for just like a spammable, you know, filler heal, like your healing wave, that kind of thing. Because you used to have, they had Healing Touch for a while, and then they had Nourish, if you remember that. Nourish build arena. I don't remember what season it was, but it was funny. Here, I'm gonna do this and then I'll just throw that in a sidebar. I remember Nourish, yeah. It was sad when it was gone. It was really powerful. It was a very specific kind of build, though. It was one of those things, if you didn't like the gameplay of it, you kind of felt forced into it anyway. I have a lot more damage buttons in just a standard... I have a lot more DPS buttons in a standard, you know, starter build than I'm used to. I guess I can find out if I'm doing anything with them. Oh, do I not have... I don't think I have details enabled on this character. Just when Resto had to be in tree form back in Wrath. It was fun to see the Resto trees. I'm glad you can still glyph it. You can still get your little tree form shapeshift. I don't think I have it on this character right now, though. I don't think I ever got it. I love the High Mountain Torn Heritage armor. It's so pretty. I'm just gonna have to believe that I'm doing all the damage. I don't know how much DPS I'm doing, but I'm gonna choose to believe all of it. High Mountain are one of my favorites. I was gonna say, you know what I didn't put on my bars is War Stomp, but that's a regular Torn thing. I don't have the first clue what my racials are. I could look. Something about meat and fish? I think I just double rejuve there. That must be a talent I've never heard of. Have a charge? Oh. Or Druid is Mountain Cow? They have, oh, for the racial, yeah. It is Bull Rush. Charge forward, knocking enemies down. So it doesn't seem to do damage. It's just like a knockdown. But I'm assuming it would kick because of that. What else do you have? Mountaineer, 1% versatility. Can't hate on that. Pride of the Iron Horn gives me mining skill and deafness. 25% deafness. I did not know High Mountain Torrens got 25% deafness. That's crazy. That's like a really like nice fast gather. And then you've got slightly reduced damage taken. You have a chance to loot additional meat and fish. Yeah. Those are fine racials. I don't want to call them boring. They're a little boring. Yeah. Here, I'm gonna try it. Because yeah, the text says charge forward, knocking enemies down for 1.5. I should dispel this. This takes me right back to season 1. Meat and fish racial? I thought you were joking. No! Somebody was telling me yesterday on stream that High Mountain Torrent are actually bis for doing fishing tournaments on because they, that they're bis for doing fishing tournaments on because they can loot extra fish. I was telling you that? Laura was telling me that. Change the old gathering racials. Yeah, that's a lot of deafness. That's a pretty big deal. Should I go turn in the shrouded coin before I forget? I guess I'll just kind of send her over there. Oh, it gives you some experience. You get like 2/3 of a quest just for turning in your coin if you can make it all the way out to the Timeless Isle. My Druid's High Mountain for sure. Or Druid is Mountain Cow. This is a pretty cool flight form too. Little bald eagle situation. Bald eagle with antlers. The antlers make it a bit strange. I sort of wish I could be the bald eagle without the antlers, but I understand that I am a Thorin. News about making BFA raids soloable. No, I heard that they were making Shadowlands LFR queuable. Solo queue Shadowlands LFR. And then people were like, But the BFA rates help, which is a fair point. Excellent. We did great progress today. I did not expect to finish getting Barnaclus 60 to 70 early, so it's nice. Got another 70 on the books. We got another one started and set up and all ready to go. Tomorrow morning, I'll be back for our last day of this particular time walking leveling. I bet you we can get Petal Bloom all sorted out and done. Thank you very much for joining me today. I appreciate your company. I hope you guys have an awesome weekend, fantastic Saturday in general, and a wonderful, wonderful day. Bye.